Hello, everybody, and before we start this session of Dungeons and Dragons with them old school gamers, I wanted to put this addendum here at the very beginning. This episode was recorded at least 2 weeks ago or so. I haven't had a chance to put it on here yet or even upload it, mainly because I was in the hospital for almost an entire week and I got really behind on uploading anything. I haven't put anything on the channel for quite a while now. I'm still kind of recovering from that, and luckily this session was about 7 hours long, so I'm going to break this up into two parts, side A and side B, and upload them both separately. So at least that'll put a little bit of something on the channel, but it'll probably be a minute before you get anything more recent than that from me. I'm really sorry about that. I don't want to go into too many details about it, but we thought I might need surgery, and I was in enormous pain, and I've never felt anything like that before. I've never had to spend a night in the hospital for myself or anything. I've never felt any kind of medical pain like this before in my life, so I just wanted to catch everybody up. I wanted to catch I wanted to catch everybody up on what's going on with me, and yeah, again, I thank you to all my listeners and viewers and subscribers and everybody who doesn't listen, view, or doesn't subscribe or anything like that. You have to forgive me. I'm on medications. I'm fighting an infection now, so I don't end up having to go back into the hospital. I love you all, and y'all come back now. You hear? Before we start, before we get started, I want you all to know that I had an idea of what I wanted to do, and then I started doing what like a DM should never do, and that's he starts reading, and I decided some other things, and so I'm really sorry. let me
Oh, here we go.
let me preface this by saying I'm really sorry about this session. Should it work? Should I have like overshot some things? on my level of thinking.
If you fucking kill me, dude, I swear to God.
Yeah,
It's fine. I have another character in the making.
All right, then
Fuck
let's.
that character. I'm playing this character. If this character dies here and now, I'm gonna be pissed.
All right, y'all. Well,
But it'll only be my own fault.
let's. No, this one might be a little bit my fault too. I don't know. Can't 100% say. We'll just see what happens. With that said, let's get started then, huh? Y'all excited? Y'all excited about this D&D session? All right, introductions. Sorry. I overslept today, and it's had me all kinds of jacked up. Ooh, all right. Let's do introductions. So, starting at the top, as usual, we have AGTX, the Dragons.
yeah, that's not at all how that
Well
goes.
done.
You like how I added the last little bit of the... made it sound kind of like a drum, you know?
Give him
Some
be
symbols.
Nah, you did it perfect this time. Well done.
I thought so.
You've been taking notes.
Thank you. Thank you. He will be playing our Slayer, which is a homebrew class. He's our human Slayer, Quill. He is
But not a slayer of humans. Well, I guess sometimes.
Sometimes he is. Yes, sometimes. He's the tank. He is a Slayer. He is, all around tough guy of the group. Did I already say? What's that, Agargus? Say it one more time.
I said, or so he thinks.
That's right. That's right. I
Okay,
just
so-
wanted to hear it one more time.
I'll remember that when a mushroom is like, save me. It's like, yeah, I don't do shit. You remember? Motherfucker.
He's gonna go into his Rorschach moment. You'll be reaching up to him, asking for help, and he'll look down upon you and say, no.
Yeah, looking up saying, save us!
No,
And
no
I'll look
hand for
down at
you.
and say, no.
Speaking of which, up next we have Kassid69, and she will be playing Agargus, our resident Pion Mender, which is a homebrew, pretty much class, like racial class, for a Myconid that we got together and homebrewed for her. And she is the, well, she's the support, basically. She's the one flying down and being like, heroes never die, and then everybody like,
Whoa.
yeah.
Something like
Copyright claim.
Copyright. Yeah, my bad. She says,
That's fine.
she says, the Inglorious never die. There we go. Is it better?
Yep.
Close enough, I guess.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Windows bit off Apple.
Everybody knows Windows bit off Apple. That's right. So, up next we have Icy Hot _ 2355.
964441279.
I can never remember. I don't. I think it's like
You
23.
got the first part right.
23.
Yep, you got the 23.
25.
05.
05. Boom. I was close. That's close.
2305.
It's close.
2305. Yeah.
What the fuck?
And he will be playing our Druid. But he's not. See, that's the thing about Agargus. That's the thing about Zoltan Heisenberg, our Druid here. He's not like your typical Druid. He doesn't come from the forest. He comes from the dark recesses of the world of Loxos, from the caves, from the underworld. His Druidism is built upon something far, far deeper and darker than nature.
Sounds racist.
I don't know. I don't.
Is it because he's a drow?
I was just trying to make it.
Yeah.
I was just trying. Hey, hey,
Sure.
hey. Shh. I was just trying to. I was trying to make it dramatic. All right. That's all. I was just trying to give you a good send-in. You know what? Forget this Dante, man. Dante. Forget this Druid. All right. Forget him. No, he'll be playing Zoltan Heisenberg, the Druid. And then we have Ness, who will be playing the Lord of the Manor. Android Farizan, our Bard / Paladin, which something I'm going to point out about his Paladin is actually, we've tweaked it to be a prestige class instead of a regular class. So technically he's only a single class Bard, prestige class Paladin, and he's got a template that we've added to him called the Saint, which he's building upon right now. And he jams. He does that power metal stuff. That's his jam. He does it on an accordion. Is it an accordion now? Is that the instrument you've taken up recently?
It just depends on what strikes his fancy. He still gets on his fiddle now that he's got back, but he uses an accordion also. And he also has the what you call air guitar.
Oh yeah, the air guitar. Yeah, the air guitar. Yes. So, yeah, and he's basically the, I guess he's the mouthpiece of the group. You could say.
That's what she said.
He's the mouthpiece. Yukhnevi is the muscle. Agaragus is the what would you call Agaragus at this point?
The savior?
The savior.
I have yet to be saved by this person, so I
That's on you.
renounce your title.
Well, I don't know if you didn't look so much like Post Malone.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, Mario wannabe. I'm gonna need you to calm
Mario wannabe, excuse me?
down. Okay, mushroom head ass.
Hey,
Ooh.
you know, that's just a simple survival.
Yes. Yes, I love it. I ate that up. I ate that up. And then we have Zoltan, who would be the well, at this point I think he's the thumb. I think he's the thumb of the group.
The loose cannon that doesn't do what he's supposed to do.
He's the large toe. He's you know, like you look at it and somehow it gives you all that balance. You know what I mean? It's kind of awkward and kind of funny, but it somehow brings balance to the rest of the body, you know? So there you go. See, you thought I was teasing you, but I actually had something meaningful to say there. All right, so
Said.
Was that meaningful?
I mean, you know, it's as meaningful as I'm gonna get, sir.
Oh, okay. Touche.
So let's get to the recap of the campaign here. Last episode, everybody did their own thing. Yukhnevi and Android went into the den of iniquity of the Purple Lotus, and Yukhnevi got his freak on with Shyla, and Android just stood there and watched in dismay. Well, he didn't. Okay, it wasn't like a creepy standing there.
No.
watching.
He stood there and watched like a creep.
Well, I lost sight of you after a second, and I was dismayed by that, if that makes you feel any better.
I don't believe it.
Meanwhile, Agaragus and Zoltan went to the market where Zoltan bought himself a drink known as Electrolyte, an alcoholic like lemonade type of thing that tastes kind of like a penny. But it's sweet and it dances in your mouth like Pop Rocks. They met a little vendor by the name of Maka, who is an Armand, which is a type of like little mole rat person, but
It's a type of what?
like little mole rat person.
Oh,
and they get they're also called gnomes, but they're not called that kindly. You know, that's kind of like a bigoted term for them.
ooh.
Well, it's because it's, you know, this is reality, right? And
Ooh.
this game reflects reality, and sometimes things just get, you know. But yeah, so they met Maka, and Zoltan tried to pay him in gold, and that became a big deal. And some people took notice of it. Some Abixians, who are also known as goat folk. They took notice of it, but nothing big happened of it until Zoltan and Agaragis were headed towards what is known as the pit, looking for elemental essence. So, which, supposedly, this pit, sometimes elementals get killed in them, and when they die, their essence is extracted from them and is sold out the back door, kind of like a black market type of thing. Which, the black market they were in is also known as the Dragloth market. So, they headed that way. Well, that area is so crowded with people just basically partying down at this pit area, making bets, watching things fight to the death, and this and that, engaging in Mortal Kombat, spelt with a K, that Agaragis got separated from them because Agaragis is quite small. They are quite small. They're smaller than a halfling even. And the Abixians tried to kidnap him. Now, this was one of the greatest sets of roles I've ever seen. Agaragis put up quite a fight here. Not only did Agaragis escape the Abixians, but they also managed to basically escape a Quorophone, which is a giant blue centaur-like beast who is just like mutated. They look all bumpy and blue, and they're just they're gross. Their face looks like they've been melted. They have like multiple eyes, but nothing is symmetrical. Same with like their mouths. They have several mouths, but nothing is symmetrical. Everything just looks like you basically like you built a Mr. Potato Head and then stuck it in a microwave. And that's basically what happens. Yeah, and they are quite large. And Agaragis managed to escape them. The only thing that stopped Agaragis was the Illithid, or Mind Flare, that pretty much mind blasted you and stunned you. And so Agaragis was taken Agaragis was taken hostage. This set off a chain of coordinated events where somehow Uquil and Android's association with Agaragis was found out, and so a couple of drow slipped into the Purple Lotus and stole all of Uquil's equipment while he was inebriatedly pleasing himself with or having a good time. Let me put it like that. Having a good time, inebriatedly having a good time with Shyla. And Android was just kind of, you know, trying to...
Heresy!
Yeah, trying to find a place to just relax and not be surrounded by such decadence. He didn't notice that the equipment got stolen. Come to find out that they are all given basically ransom notes to go to this place called the Alcove in Drow City. And the Alcove sits like in the worst part of the Drow City. It's the most slum. It's the slums basically are the worst of the worst. Except for this place, the Alcove, which every manner of vagabond, nomad, you know, brigand, whatever you want to call them, go there to hang out and make deals, have fun, party, whatever. It's a jumping place. You guys thought to try and keep this away from your employer. He knew. He sent you guys on your way. Lord Veyron. He said, you know, well, get it done when you come back. we'll live up to that, his end of the agreement, which really wasn't that prevalent last episode, so I'm not going to go into deep detail about that as of now. What's important to know right now is that you guys have reached the alcove, and somewhere inside there is a Garrigus being held hostage. Also, you all ran into the trickster Mafathiel, not Mafathiel, what am I saying? Mafathiel, the trickster, one of the trickster gods, who taught you Quill the secret words. Taught him those sweet, sweet, blessed words. Do you wanna recite them right now, you Quill, or do you just wanna wait until the time?
No, you gotta educate the class.
No, the class can be uneducated.
Believe me, by the time this show is over, by the time this episode is over, folks, you listeners and viewers at home, you're going to get to hear these beautiful magic words if you didn't see last episode, which I will put up a card for right here, right now. Yeah. Oh, he also told you, Zoltan, what to do to get your little buddy back as well. So, to retrieve Ruckus. And that's pretty much where we're at. That sound about right? Did I leave anything out, y'all? A simple yes or no.
I like the suspense a little more.
Mayhaps.
Well, if I did, sorry. I'm sorry. Did not mean. Alright, so we're actually going to start this session with a Garrigus.
Oh.
Yeah. Garrigus, last session you came to, when you finally came to your senses, you were tied up down in like a basement-like area, somewhere dug out. It's not like it's not like a civilized, it's more like a root cellar, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You're like down in this root cellar, earth and ground and walls and whatnot. You're somewhere deep, you know it. You can just feel it. Probably deeper than you've ever actually been. And you grew up in the underworld, and you don't think you've ever been this deep before. Yeah. You're tied up, and you've been left alone. Everybody else seemed to have left. No, and just left you there by yourself with no one to even observe or watch you now. It seems that while you were down there, you were being watched by a mind flare or a Neolithid, and a few of those brain creatures that run around on 4 legs, and that are actually quite small as well. And for whatever reason, something transpired, and they all left. They left you there by yourself. So while you're down there, pretty soon you hear like a slight, like little scratching or digging of some sort. And you look over out of the side of the wall, and you see an Armand come pushing himself through the Terran wall there. He comes pushing out. He's just and you recognize him to be Maka, the little vendor that you met. He's like, He looks at you and he's just like, yes, I found you. Yes, Maka did good, yes.
He just stares at him.
He goes, okay. And he walks up to you and starts to undo your shackles, starts to unfix your hands from their bindings. He's,
Unfix my hands?
well, you know, like untie
I know.
him.
I know. I'm just being
I see. It's gonna be like that tonight, is it? Are we gonna listen?
probably most nice.
Listen, I'm gonna
Ask.
I'm gonna have to ask. All right, is it gonna be like this the whole time, or can we play some D&D?
No, it's gonna be like this the whole time.
You
And if
tell
you don't
me
like
to
it,
play as
select
much
one.
D&D as I want.
Ah! Get him!
Burn.
You know, I don't like this Frankenstein monster we're creating.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, I don't. You're at a 70. I need you to turn it down to at least 55. All right.
What, 5?
50, 55.
55. Okay.
I just heard 5. I was starting down to 5.
Yeah, turn it down. Turn it down to the C. No. So, so he undoes your hands, or he unties you, if you prefer it, from the
No, he undoes the hands.
from your binding. Yeah,
Were
you know
the
what?
hands
He just
tied?
walks over. You know what he does?
Like the hands are tied together? Like,
He
or were
chops-
they with
he-
the rope tied?
He chops the hands off because that was easier. All right, he just bam. All right, and he quickly explains to you. He said, "I saw them kidnap you. I told you all to watch how much attention you brought to yourself. Yes, Maka did. Yes." Because if you had brought Maka as guide, he would have taken you somewhere safe. But no. He goes, good thing for you. Maka knows a way into everything. And he just kind of winks at you.
Hmm.
He goes, come, let's get you to your friends.
Can I, like... Is there a way to check if I should trust him in any way?
Well, you can play as much D&D as yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, what you do is seriously, what you do is you go into your character sheet and under skills there is sense motive.
Oh, hold up. 1 sec.
Alrighty.
That was way too much information.
Hold up, wait a minute. Yeah, I know. Well, I just wanted to give an actual roadmap there instead of just saying, well, roll a sense motive. I decided I'd say exactly where it is, you know, where it's located, how you can find it. Because I'm a caring DM like that.
Okay.
You know, I am a... You know me. I'm I couldn't even think of the word either. That's how you know,
Bullshit that is, yeah.
grand. I was gonna say grand. That was gonna be my word, but
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so yeah,
21.
that's pretty good. So you look Maka up and down, you know, however it is that you can do that, and as you inspect him, you notice that he doesn't seem dangerous, right? He's not so much shifty as much as he is shrewd. You know, you're starting to realize that perhaps you recall when you guys first met him, he was dead set on helping you guys because he knew you had gold. And so every little conversation you had in front of him, he was trying to interject himself in, like, oh, I can do this or I can do that, you know. He just wanted to get paid. Well, you kind of get that feeling that it's kind of like this for him now, that he doesn't really mean you any harm. He's just he's just trying to collect a reward.
Fiending for gold.
Yeah, fiending for gold. It's not a common thing there, which, you know, like it was explained, you know, they don't trade in gold down in the Eastern Underworld. It's all yin, which is just like a type of marbled clay. Gold is a precious commodity, and you know, like the guard one told Zoltan, those 2 gold coins he gave Maka could feed him for like months. So, or I think he said that'll take care of him for a year, if I remember exactly how I put it. But
Yeah, I believe it was that one.
yeah, could take care of him for a year. So, Maka's definitely shooting for the moon right now. This is kind of a Hail Mary pass. If he can get more gold from you guys, you all may be establishing a new player in town, as it were. Henceforth, why your kidnapper, who you met last session, which, yeah, there we go. There's somebody I forgot to mention.
Yeah,
Said,
there you go.
did I forget anything? There it is. Right. There it is. Here we are. It all comes full circle, doesn't it? Which, his name is so ridiculous that I can't even remember it off the top of my head. Because that's the kind of tricks I like to play on myself. Yes, his name was Kerberos Aharak. And he's a mind flayer. He's an illithid as well. Only he doesn't act like your typical illithid. He's not all mysterious and dark and nah, he's well spoken and well mannered and dresses fancy in like that leather overcoat and that wide brimmed hat and everything. He walks around with like a riding crop, and what is he even riding, that is jeweled. That is jeweled at the top.
Nice.
So like he's just something, he just thinks highly of himself, and that's basically why he told you he kidnapped you in the first place, is that gold down there is a precious commodity. If he can levy you and Uquill's equipment against the rest of the Inglorious, well then, he may be able to get enough gold to make himself somebody of note within underworld society. So there's a lot of wheeling and dealing that goes on in the Drow City, apparently. And so that's a long way around of telling you how you determine old Maka's feelings about the matter. He's just really, he's not necessarily shisty, he's just shrewd. A lot shrewder than you thought in the beginning anyways,
Right.
Yeah. So he's like, come, I take you to your friends, they're here. Yes, they're here.
Igarkus kind of like reluctantly follows, but
So he takes you over to the hole in the wall he made, and he kind of like, Maka looks into the hole for a minute, and he kind of looks around and he goes, all right, we move. And he just kind of pushes you in, and when he pushes you in, instead of like just going into the hole, you actually find that there's a drop. And you just, woo! Down like a little slide area. Maka's like, don't worry, I'm coming, and he, and follows you. Yes, indeed. Uquill, Android, and Zoltan, along with the four guards, the Veyron's men. You all enter this place, and after speaking with Mafathiel, you all decided to make your way into the Alcove. The Alcove is jam-packed. I mean, it's at this time of day, because you all are early. They told you to meet at sunset, and you guys are there, a little bit before noon, I guess you could say. And you guys are, and even at this time of day, it is still jam-packed full of people drinking, having a good time. Remember, there's that band up there on the stage that's playing, just rocking out the house. And I'm pointing that out because Android made a mention last session that it took everything in his strength not to just go over. I said, you mentioned them last session because it took everything in your strength not to.
Because Android was like, looked at you, Quill, and was like, no, now I get it. Now you're going to have to hold me back.
Yeah, it brought up old memories, I guess, of when you were like a traveling bard with your trope and everything. And yeah,
tried not to cause a ruckus.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on in this place, and you guys aren't even sure where to even begin to look.
You're kind of cutting out.
Really?
Yeah, you said you guys are what?
Try not to, you guys are, you don't really know where to look. It's like finding a needle in the haystack. Like, where do you even begin to look for the person who even left you this note, right? Because you don't really even know, you don't even really know who did that. Right? Like, you don't know, you really have no information at all. You just know to meet here, and there will be talks about returning Agaragis, and you guys walk into you guys came into the alcove, and you don't even know where to begin to look. It is like finding a needle in the haystack. You have no information on who even took your stuff, who stole Agaragis, who took Uquil's equipment, nothing. You guys have no information on it whatsoever. So, and like I said, this place is jam-packed, full of all sorts of different things, not just drow, you know. You got a Lithid, Desmodu there, some Armand, more of the Quarophones, you know. You have some Lumi, but Lumi are kind of mysterious little beings, you know. They're the ones that are just decked in armor, but they're made of light. They look like, their heads just look like orbs of light just floating above suits of armor. You don't, yeah, you guys don't really have, so you have no real clue as to where to even begin to start looking. What do you all want to do? How do you all want to begin this?
Repeat the question. You ain't cut out. My brain just kind of fish-brained. Sorry.
Your mic didn't cut up, but his brain did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a me thing this time.
Well, okay, how much of that did it cut out?
It didn't cut out. That's what I'm saying.
But how much
just-
of your how much did your brain cut out?
Just the very end.
Oh,
What
what,
was the question?
like, what do you all want to do? Because you have no real leads into what you know,
Oh,
even
yeah.
to where it begins. So what do you all want to do? Like, you
Can I
know,
read the note again real quick?
sure.
Like, do I have it on my person still?
I can't think
Or
as
do we
to
have it?
I can't think as to why you wouldn't.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you read the note again, and the note just says simply, "We have your friend's equipment. Come to the alcove at dusk, and we will discuss terms."
Okay.
I mean, roundabout. I can't remember exactly how I worded it last session, but that's basically it. Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. I don't know. I guess Android's gonna go just kind of sit, because it's a bar, right? Android's gonna go sit at, like, the bar table, as it were, and order a drink and start kind of talking to the
You
bartender.
know, buy me a drink.
Yeah, Shawty, what you think?
Yes.
All right, so this place has several of them, actually. Several little bar areas. Which you guys are normally used to in like regular pubs where there's like one singular bar and it usually sits off to the end somewhere to the back or something. These bar areas are different. They're actually circular in formation. They look like a circular table with the center of it hollowed out so somebody can stand in the center there. And then they got little racks, circular racks all above their heads with like glasses and mugs and things like that. And then all their alcohol is actually pumped to them instead of coming out of like little bunghole taps on like barrels and stuff. They actually got it in nifty little like what looks like little spouts that are connected to like tubes of some like metal tubing going into the ground, and all they do is they flip a lever and the liquor comes out of the little taps there and fills up the glasses, and they just hand it to you. It is one of the most revolutionary things you think you've ever seen in your life. Honestly, like they're just, and it's like that all the way around them, like in just one circular motion, and they'll have like at least 2 to 3 people working one circular bar counter at a time, and they've probably got like 4 or 5 of them just set up all over this place for people. And then they've got the stage area where the band is playing, and they've actually got like a little area for people to dance at, and then the rest of it's all just tables and balconies and people just having a good old time, you know. It's pretty crazy. Like I want you guys to think of the most wildest party you think you could see inside a club, and that's pretty close. Just, you know, these are fantastical creatures, so every once in a while it looks like it's getting rough. So you approach one of these bar areas and you sit down. The girl working the counter is a drow girl, and she's pretty commonly, but she looks like she might be really pretty, had like if she was done up, but you can tell that she works a little too hard, that she doesn't come from like one of the higher status houses here in Drow City. Even though she's a woman, she still has to work for her living. And
Right.
And she looks at you, Android, and she says, "What'll it be?"
Android just kind of orders a drink, you know, and as she's kind of fixing it up, he sort of discreetly rolls a gold coin across his knuckles and then hides it in his palm, you know, but in a way so that she can see it. And he says, I'm supposed to be meeting somebody here of some import. Do you happen to know anything about that? He says, somebody here is expecting me. Can you point me in the direction of some of the people? I guess.
Of just something. I'm looking for something. Hold on.
Looking for somebody, someone.
All right, so
Because what he's essentially trying to say is, if you can help me, I'll make it worth your while with this gold coin, you know.
All right, so you do that gold coin trick almost too quick for her to notice it, but she does catch the glint of it, and her eye kind of flickers, you know, kind of flutters at it. Maybe because of the way the light hits it and dances in her eyes or something, but she just kind of, and then she listens to what you have to say, and she looks you up and down, Android, and she goes, You're a mutt, aren't you?
Android kind of half-assed frowns and blushes a little bit, and he's like, well...
She goes, no, it's okay. It's okay. She goes, we just don't get your kind too often around here. You know, the only elves this far, you know, or us, if you will. She says, but every once in a while we get a brave little adventurer who somehow manages to find his way into our little hole in the world. She says, nah, darling, I don't know anything about none of that. She goes, but I could probably find out for you, if you'd like.
He kind of straightens up his, you know, his jacket, and he's like, well, okay. You know?
Yeah, okay.
He's like, well, okay. You know? He says, if you can do that for me, I'll make it worth your while.
She says, you just sit back and enjoy a drink, and I'll find out what I can, okay?
Okay, thank you. As she's walking away, Android doesn't touch that fucking drink. He does not trust it. In fact, as soon as she's gone, he kind of just like dumps it on the floor. And then quickly sets it back up, and it's so that she's not like, haven't touched it.
Right. All right.
into like a potted plant. Okay, I'm good. Go ahead.
Are you sure? Because there's like all kinds of. You could have said he
It's
pours it
making me
in the
laugh,
gorilla. He pours it in the gorilla mat, then dumps a shot of it, and just hands it to Uquil and goes tries that.
Yeah.
we all know that. We all know that, right? The gorilla shot. Anybody who's been to a bar has seen a gorilla shot. While Android's doing all this, what is Uquil doing?
He's just kind of like holding perimeter for him, you know, making sure nobody's rolling up on us. Like
So-
he's close enough to the bar, like if Android was like whatever, but not, you know, let him do his thing. Let him do his Android thing.
Okay.
He doesn't need to be close to fuck up his funk schwizzle.
So, his feng shizzle, huh? His feng
Feng
schwizzle. His feng schwizzle dizzle.
Yeah, I like that.
So, Uquil, while you're doing that, you happen to be just standing there with your arms crossed, you know, holding perimeter, being the backup, the guard, you know, and years of.
We're here for business, not pleasure, so Equal's actually serious for once.
Oh, he's sitting.
No, he's serious.
Oh,
for
he's
once.
serious. I thought you said sitting.
No, he's not partaking in the alcohol at the moment. He's like, somebody's got to get punched in the face for the taking of
I'm
my shit.
pissed. I'm pissed off. I'm not thinking of nothing else.
Well, and you know, years of
Not
service.
fun.
Yeah, years of service as a slayer for, you know, the cursed triad in Andes Dula, you know. You're no stranger to when you have to be serious, of when you have to like hold guard, keep position, you know, keep vigil, if you will, you know. So it's, yeah, at this moment you're doing that, and as you're doing that, suddenly you get bumped into. It's a crowded area, you know. People have been kind of bumping around, and you've been kind of like slowly just kind of reaching out and shoving people away from you, kind of like what you would do at a mosh pit when you're not participating in the mosh pit, but you're standing in front of the mosh pit, and every once in a while you got to just grab somebody and throw them back in the pit so they can love someone, you know. You just kind of you know, so every once in a while you're just kind of doing that, but it's nothing too serious, you know, because nobody's really moshing in front of you. It's just a crowded place. But somebody does like definitively bump into you, you know, and he happens to be an Illithid. You know, he's this purple faced, he's got this dark purple tendril face, you know, and he's wearing this long black overcoat with a wide brim hat, you know, and he bumps into you and he's like, "Oh," he says to you, "Not inside your mind." He says it verbally through his tendrilled mouth. He says, "Oh, so sorry about that." He looks you over for me and goes, "That's a nice fine set of armor you have on there. It really suits you." And with that, he walks off. Uquil, go ahead and roll me a spot real quick.
Is it a
Oh,
spot?
this dick.
A spot.
He bumped into you?
He sure did.
This dick.
Rolled up on me like that? I don't appreciate that at all.
He's trying to rob you.
I wish a motherfucker would, right? Like right in front of God and everybody. People walking in and just
We about to make a scene.
Things are about to get heavy. Gingivitis.
Something like
Decay.
Did this motherfucker just say tooth decay?
Tooth decay.
Yeah, I sure did.
I can't stand you sometimes.
Oh,
That's fucking Zoltan's fucking shit.
oh,
Would
my.
you call like Uquil punching somebody in the mouth and knocking their teeth out tooth decay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because I would. I absolutely would.
I'd call it Make-A-Wish dentistry.
I like it. I can fuck with this.
So, if everybody looks at the Roll20, also, you will see now a comprehensive map of the Drow City in the Eastern Underworld and where you guys are located within that city right now.
Interesting.
I just made that up so y'all would have a better visual to it.
Nah, I like that. Comprehensive.
Quill, what is your dexterity?
15.
15? Okay, so other than just the way he's dressed and how, like, you know, how refined he looks for an Elithid, you know, for something so... Because you're not really familiar with Elithids, per se, you know? But they are icky looking. to say the least. They are kind of icky looking. And you've seen a few since you've been here, but that is probably the most proper, finely dressed one you've seen thus far, and it just strikes you as odd, but there seems to be nothing else out of place as you go back to holding your vigilance. You know, continuing your overwatch of the party. Zoltan, what are you doing at the moment?
I'm standing beside you, Quill, asking, just seeing what they're doing. Dreading being in the underworld at the moment.
Okay, how about you roll me a spot as well?
I would love to, good side.
Because you watch this whole interaction take place with you, Quill, and
I don't know how the hell I didn't spot it. That's like the best spot check I think I can roll.
that was a good spot check. I can't.
Hell,
It came down to your dexterity, actually. That's how good that spot check was.
bullshit.
Yeah.
For one stat I don't have much of because
For the one time in my life, I actually saw something.
you pull just takes punches to the face. He's looking back away.
Zoltan, you happen to notice this Elithid as well, and you're familiar with Elithids. You know what they do. You know that some people call them the brain eaters or the mind flayers. They have strange little things they can do with the mind, that isn't magic. Somehow they know how to manipulate people without even casting a single spell, something else entirely that they do. And they also are known to eat brains. And, but you don't, even you are kind of taken back by this, finely dressed Elithid. And you don't notice any, other than like just the interaction, you don't notice anything off either. But something just seems weird about the fact that here's this one Elithid who doesn't look like he's dressed up in some kind of like robe or garment of some sort, like he's about to go pray to some ancient god or something. That this one actually looks like somebody you would see out and about in the topside world, adventuring like you are. And because of your knowledge of that, you now have the option, if you so choose, you may choose to follow him and inspect him even further if you so wish. You would just have to tell me how you'd want to go about it.
I tell Yuko that is one of the most sophisticated lithids I think I've ever seen, and they don't feel right. And I'm gonna go follow him.
Everybody knows the meme. He does. Yuko does the Leonardo DiCaprio when he's setting up the figures.
Oh no. Yeah.
He does that. He does that to Android. Like, we're on the move.
Oh, Android kind of looks at him and he's like, "But my bitch ain't back yet."
The dog smells something.
The dog smells something. Android kind of looks at the bar, and then looks at you, Quill, and then looks at the bar. And it's like, well, okay. I trust your judgment. She'll hunt me down. He follows.
All right, so how do you all want to go about tracking this guy? This Elithid now, he's pushed his way into the crowd, and like I said, this is a packed place, so how do you want to go about tracking him?
One moment. Let me see what I can do anyway. I don't know that I can do much.
You poor cats, get the fuck out the way.
I don't know. Have the bard go on stage and see if he can spot him.
Yo, man, that is... Don't... You know what?
He said, don't tell me how to play my character.
Has to get behind me, Satan. That's what I said. It's more like, I am still not trying to cause a commotion, because I don't want Lord Veyron to speak to me like he spoke to Shyla, okay?
Zoltan has no idea what you're talking about.
That's okay. You don't have to. I am in the know. And as long as I am in the know, you can sit tight.
Android felt like he was like eerily looking into a mirror of what could be if he's not careful with himself. Of the kind of person he don't want to turn into.
It'll be okay. Maybe.
Maybe it will.
Man, the stage would be a good vantage point. I don't...
It's like, fuck the dilemma.
Yuko, what can you do? Colton, what do you got? Well, if nothing else, if nobody has any ideas, I will bite the bullet here and cause a commotion.
I say
But I
that's
really don't
Yuko's play, bro. Like Yuko's play is cause the commotion. He is the commotion.
Yeah.
No, once it's done looking that way, you can do
Whoa, calm
Dude,
down
you
there,
scroll
dude.
my stuff.
Mr. Roboto.
My bad.
Do what? Yeah, repeat it. It's okay. What'd you say?
I was
Huh?
Same.
He's dying.
He's trying.
A million deaths. Have you tried
I was
punching it?
if you could.
Okay,
You
well,
were saying.
yeah. It's like, okay, well, he'll make it back to us.
Yeah, they don't exactly have the best internet.
Is he playing on a computer?
No, he's off his phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the computer turned it out up there, plus the internet's trash. He's just, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't want to work very bueno at times.
All right, just go real slow and repeat yourself.
I was gonna see when Father gets done looking at what he's gonna do, or seeing if he can do anything. If he can roll through my scroll through my spells, so I can see what I can do.
Well, while he's figuring that out, I can look at your spells. If that would be easy.
No, I've already told you, I've got nothing. I make a ruckus.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead and
Oh,
see
make a
if,
ruckus. I can summon ruckus.
see what Zoltan has. Well, yeah, Ruckus would definitely make a ruckus. If you guys are looking to just get that.
If you want to cause a ruckus, I've got one that's even worse. Lord knows last time he's touched the plane. I'm afraid to know. Bro, you got, like, the most random fucking spells there.
they're all for situational things.
Yes. Okay.
He's got something to help him with every situation.
I mean,
Yeah.
low key, kind of, but nothing that's going to help right now. I mean, yeah, just drop the flaming sphere. Drop the do the flaming sphere. That's the one.
Nothing but the hits.
You know,
Nothing
go to
but the
level
hits.
Nothing,
9 real
nothing
quick.
could
I'll
go.
just
Yeah, nothing can go wrong when you do that.
Nothing
We're gonna
but
have to
the
go in and fix.
motherfucking
Yes,
hits.
you're gonna have to fucking re-prep all your spells because these haven't been prepped since the last time.
Oh yeah. So you don't really have a lot of spells to even go with, do you?
I mean,
no,
he does.
I haven't meditated in a while, so
He's still got quite a few open. He hasn't used very many, but he's burned through some of his kind of better offensive ones. Ah, yes, that one. That's the one. Use that one.
Which one?
nothing will get the place popping like that.
Yeah, nothing. Nothing says just hopping like murderous mist.
Nice.
Well, actually, yeah.
I think I have to see him in order to use that one.
Well, I mean, you could just hurt the seeds. On. And has a what?
Oh, that's mental disorientation.
Oh, yeah, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, you've got dick unless we feel like dying.
I cause commotion.
Yeah, that's about all we can do is just make a big uproar.
Well, Android, it's looking like that vantage point from the stage is looking more and more like unless you just want it to pop off.
Have the two loose cannons go at it?
Is he talking?
Not to my knowledge.
It looks like he's trying to talk.
Dun,
Can you hear me?
dun.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, sorry. I guess I just had myself. I had my mic kind of halfway up, and it like goes into a mute mode. I guess it was just up enough to kind of trigger it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know, I don't know what it is about today's session, but we seems to be having issues all over the place tonight.
Yeah. Sorry, that was just a dumb shit thing.
That's
Anyway,
all right.
yeah, Android's gonna be like, so this is gonna be an Android thing. Is that what I'm to understand? He's just gonna kind of.
You cool just kind of does like the hands out. He's like, I mean, we could go with mine, but we're
I
really
mean,
gonna draw attention.
If we don't want to kill anything, Android's gonna have to handle this, huh?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. We got this. He just kind of like, does one of those things where nowadays this almost gives him anxiety.
And
he's got to kind of
only
like
I
work
had
himself
stone
up,
shape.
and then he just turns real quick and just starts trucking up towards the stage, and he's kind of trying to be discreet, right? He's gonna work his way to the front till he can see the performer that's like, or a performer anyway, that's maybe using like a lute, but looks important, like he's a lead guy, right?
He is, yes, there is one. This is like a regular band, right? They have they have their acoustics, they have their bassist, they have a flutist, a flautist, they have a drummer, and then they have a singer with two dancing performers, right? One girl is, excuse me, One girl is dancing around with knives while another's dressed like a jester, and he's like banging a tambourine. You know what I mean? Like the acoustic player is this redheaded dude with a long beard and mustache and everything. He's all dressed in green with this like fancy little top bowler hat type thing, and he's all just jamming out. And he looks down at you as you approach the stage. Let me roll.
The leprechaun?
No, not a no. I
The
don't-
leprechaun looks at me.
Leprechauns don't actually exist in Loxos, I'm afraid. But, okay. He looks at you for a minute and he squints his eyes in your direction, almost like he's looking at you. And, you may roll a sense motive if you'd like to judge that expression he's making.
Does he look constipated?
He's like, oh, and,
I see you, boy.
He's just jamming out. He's like, which I don't know why. Whenever I want to make like fantasy sounding like jam sessions, it always sounds.
It's got to sound like a steel guitar.
Well, it's got to sound like it's from Willow, when they're having the party, and it's all. I miss the days before everything was copyrighted. You look at him as he looks at you, and he's like squinting in your direction, and he seems to notice your badge. And when he notices your badge, his eyes kind of light up, and he looks at you for a minute, almost surprised. And he walks over to the singer, and she's over there just singing something. She's like, I don't know. She's singing the song from Who Framed Roger Rabbit or something,
Nice.
The one song when Jessica
Rabbit.
Yeah, only it's like, only take that song, up its tempo, and slap it with that song from that jam session from Willow, and that's your song right there, right? He like goes over and whispers in her ear, and she kind of sits there for a minute, and she stops singing for a minute, acting like she's letting the band like rock, and she looks over in your direction. She just kind of half smiles for a minute and just shrugs, and he just shrugs, and he goes back over to walking over there, and he's just jamming. So what do you do?
We get it. It works every time.
So
It's like, hey there.
So what does my sense motive tell me about? Can I tell what their intention is with that? Like, do they seem amused? I guess you kind of said that they seem half amused, but I don't know. Can I tell whether or not they seem malicious or if they're kind of welcoming?
They seem more shocked than anything. It seems like what you could tell by it is that they recognized you, which was odd. The fact that they actually recognize you, or at least they recognize the badge. It's almost like they knew what the badge meant or means, and that they're more surprised than anything that you're even here. And you don't know what they said, but her half grin of amusement seemed to just denote that and then her and him just shrugging at each other just almost seemed like they were just like, oh well, and then they just go back to jamming.
Well, that's going on. Yukul is gonna just low key drop his presence aura, which gives everybody within 30 feet that's an ally +3 to their diplomacy, intimidate, and bluff checks.
Okay.
Gangster. Okay. So Android is gonna wait for the song to kind of end, right? When it seems like they're getting ready to switch songs, and then he's gonna climb on stage.
All right. So Probably, which it's a jam session, right? Like she'll
Right.
she'll stop singing for like a long time, and they'll just be jamming that same song, and then she'll like cut in with just like some like little harmonizing like vocals that is just more like scatting, you know what I mean? Like she's doing her best Ella Fitzgerald, you know? She's just like ba-da-dee-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da, you know, and then like she'll let it go again, and that jam session, they've been doing this same jam session since you guys first got in here, and it still goes for another 10 minutes. This band is not effing around, you know what I
Dang.
mean? And then finally they like slow down the tempo, and they're all kind of breathing, you know, and then when they stop, you know, she like stops and she gets a towel and kind of wipes her head and everything, you know, and the rest of the band, they're all cracking their knuckles and stuff, you know. The performers are kind of stretching. The one girl who was dancing with the knives is kind of stretching it out a little bit, getting herself a little bit more limber again, you know, because she's been going hard for like a minute, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doing all that. But yeah, for the most part, they're just kind of tuning up their instruments, you know, just kind of, you can hear the bass player just kind of boom, 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 you know, nothing is really, yeah, like, yeah, like nothing is like, which the bass player, if you remember, is like, which is also an odd thing because you don't know much about the underworld, but you're pretty sure there isn't goblins in the underworld, and yet here's this little goblin dude, you know, playing bass for this group, you know, and he's just blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and he's over there near the drummer, and that's exactly kind of like what's happening. Like he's just kind of, it seems like they're just coming up with a tune right then and there, and just playing off of each other as he does that. The drummer does the and then they just both kind of stop and laugh at each other for a minute, like there's some kind of inside joke. You know, it's like watching jazz. It's like actually being at a jazz session. You know, they'll all play like in unison, and they're all playing their own song and making it come together. And then one of them will hit the brown note. It'll be
And make everybody shit.
yeah, and everybody will just stop. The whole band will just stop and laugh like they just all had their own little inside joke, and then they'll go back to playing. You know what I mean? Like it's that kind of feeling that you're checking out. You know. And they are quite the motley crew here. You know, they all look different, like they're from different walks.
When they get high on speed.
Yeah. Anyway, so
He's like, I got nothing.
yeah, we're not going into that. But yeah, they're all just kind of doing their own little thing. You know, the drummer looks not unlike when you guys actually went to the Providence of Drazulu, when you traveled to Alihazar.
Yeah.
Remember, he's kind of dressed like that, you know, in that kind of similar garb, you know. So you could tell these guys all come from like different walks of life. So to see them all together here in the underworld, it's just kind of weird, you know what I mean? Like there is something different about this group, but yeah, they've slowed down enough for you to get up onto the stage. So you want to proceed to do that?
Yeah. Android's just gonna boldly climb up onto the stage and approach them as a group as they're kind of circled around. And he's gonna lean in to the chick that was singing and you know, the leprechaun guy. And he's gonna be like, y'all gonna be okay if I join?
So the woman,
Because I'll be honest real quick, just to like disclose this to you, my initial idea was to come up here and mage hand them so that they would fuck up and injure themselves. And they'd be like, oh no, what are we gonna do? We need a replacement. And then Android was gonna climb them on.
and be like, I'll be that replacement.
Yeah.
And
So
then,
he's just gonna come up and be like, since he sees the energy, he's gonna be like, y'all okay if I join?
all right, yeah. So the woman, you know, she's dressed in like a corset, and she's got the high stockings with the high thigh boots, you know what I mean, the long red hair.
Titties out.
She looks, you know, she's an attractive woman, you know, and she sits there, she's got that long red hair.
Mad Moxie.
Yeah, she just kind of looks at you for a minute and she says, well, and she kind of smiles over at the guy you keep calling the leprechaun, and he just, you know, he's got the long red beard and mustache and everything, and he just kind of, he nods.
He
And
says
she-
they're after me, Lucky Charms.
Yeah, and after that he turns you into a toad. No, you when you ask that, she looks at him and he just kind of nods. None of the rest of the band say anything. They're all just kind of, you can see them looking from one another, but they all kind of, it's like they're all a part of some kind of joke now. You know, that
Yeah.
you might feel like it's at your expense, but you can't really tell. And she just kind of looks at you and she says, well, we'd be honored if you join us.
Android smiles and he says, I don't like that answer. But with his back to the crowd, you know, he kind of summons his air guitar and he turns around and he starts doing the Back to the Future thing, right? Where he says something like, this one's old, but it's only old where I come from, you know? And then he turns around and he's like cueing them in on how to play alongside him. And then he turns around and just starts playing Johnny Be Good.
Nice. So yeah, you start that up.
And then I'm gonna roll a spot
All right.
to see if I can see who I'm looking for.
All right, go ahead, roll a spot. Give yourself a -2 to that spot.
Fair enough. Uh, 22.
22, that's not bad. Yeah, so you're like, "Da-na-na-na-na-na," you know what I mean? And you start rocking it out, and pretty soon you hear the bassist kind of kick in, and then the drummer, he starts getting it, you know what I mean? And he even pulls out like a little cymbal that he's got, you know, and he sets up his stand and hooks the cymbal to it real fast, and then with his elbow, he just hits it, you know, and they all just start joining in, and just everybody just starts rocking out. And as you're singing the song, the girl, you know, the lead singer, she gives you the backup vocals, while the acoustic player, he gives you the rhythm guitar, and you guys start rocking it out, and you know, you're just singing the song. You know what I mean?
And then the Alcove venue guy is like, hey, Cousin Marvin!
Well, what's funny is that you called it Johnny Be Good, but the lyrics actually go at the end. You're just like, Tyrone Be Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like, yeah, you've changed it to Tyrone Be Good. Like, that's the song right
for
there.
real.
Yeah. You know, and you're just rocking it out, and you look around though, and you happen to see something quite curious, actually. Up in the balcony, you don't see anything that you're naturally looking for, but you do see something that is actually quite welcome. You see a little creature, like, walking through the balcony area. He is one of those little rat mole creatures that you've seen in places, you know, but he's leading a very confused looking, even at this distance, somehow, and you don't really know how, but somehow you can just tell that Agaragis is confused by what is going on and where they are. Like, Agaragis is just looking around like, why is there so many people? And why did you if you're trying to save me, why did you bring me to a place that's full of people? You know? And you can just see the little rat creature, like, you know, walking away. Agaragis, go ahead and roll me a spot check.
No. Okay, one sec. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Yeah, so you're looking all confused, and then for whatever reason, you hear that music and you look down and you see Android there with the band rocking his air guitar with this band. Yeah, slapping the bass. Slapping the bass. And no, yeah, you know, he's up there. Next thing you know, Uquill jumps up there, and they're both just like sitting there jamming Rush together. No, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, Uquill is definitely my Jason Segel.
Yeah, Uquill's just like, I love you, bro. Hey, you're just like, I love you, you son of a bitch.
I love you, man.
Yeah. Anyway, no.
So Uquill would take over the singing role, and it just be like the worst ever because he's singing Draconic. So like, not only can he not carry a tune, it just sounds even worse because it's in Draconic.
Well, no.
It's gonna sound like death metal, but gone wrong.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like with Android's kind of like charisma in playing the music, it kind of adds a magical effect where it's kind of actually almost appealing to where it is almost more like scream vocals in another language.
Another language, yeah.
Right. Right, because like
Every time Android says Johnny, you hear Uquill in the background. Johnny be good. It's good. We're having fun.
Yeah, like for whatever weird reason, he just out of nowhere just says, "You can't see California without Marlon Brando's eyes," and nobody knows what he's even talking about.
Yeah.
He's like, "You can't see California."
It's like, what the fuck is he on about?
Yeah, he's like, "That's all you'll ever know." Oh no, but really. So again,
try to love someone. It's like, oh,
okay, shut up, shut up, and let me continue.
He said,
Shut up. So they Agaricus, you got up to this place pretty easily, actually. When Armand pushed you down that slide, you guys ended up at like a little makeshift like earthen ladder that he seemed to carve out of the wall himself. And you guys just went up it, and then he popped you out like basically through a little mouse hole. And what's crazy about this mouse hole is it's the size of a mouse hole. It looks like something a rat would go through, right? Except when he walks up to it, he grabs it and just, and like it just seems to enlarge. Like he's almost like stretching out reality itself to fit your needs, and goes, "Enter!"
Whoa.
And then when you enter, he steps out too and just shrinks it back down. And he's just like, yes. And so now you guys are out there and you're walking, and you just happen to look down and just see Android just jamming that out. Yeah. So yeah, it's just the weirdest situation you're in now. Like you don't like, what is going on here? You don't know.
No clue.
What would you like to do?
Well, he's kind of sitting there bewildered, but
Well, Android, when you see Agaricus, you see Agaricus now, and Agaricus sees you. So what do you do while you're rocking it out? Because you rolled the spot as well. Yes.
Okay, so Android is gonna kind of, be playing the ending riff of the song and kind of, be making ways over to Uquill, and kind of quietly cue Uquill in on what he saw. He like whispers to him, and then he's gonna switch it up to Soul Man, and and he's gonna be, while he's formulating a plot on how to handle this. You know what I mean?
Oh man, when you switch it up to Soul Man, and just something I have. It's not important. This isn't important to the game at all. But
Uquill and Android do the dance.
When you start playing that, the dark elf who's playing the flute, the flautist, he rocks it out. He da 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 dun, I'm a soul man. He's like, he does that all on his, yeah. You've never seen a dark, the dark elf is doing the Dan Aykroyd dance, you know, where he's like flinging out his legs to side, and he's just playing that flute. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, like, I mean, it's not important, but I just felt like it is.
Nah, it's good. It's important to me.
Yeah, like it's those little yummy details that just brings it all to life, isn't it? But yeah, so Armand sees you, Agaragis, like noticing them on the stage, or not Armand, but Maka, and he just stops and looks at you, Agaragis, and he goes, "What? What? We got to go."
See me, seeing you, see me.
So that's
Say
Android.
it for always.
That's you. Cool. Those are my friends. What do you mean?
He looks and he's like, "Oh," and he spots Zoltan, because that's the only one he'd recognize, and he goes, "Oh yes, they're here, good. We get you to them, yes, and then Maka would like to make more gold for saving you, yes."
Do I even have gold?
I mean, what's it say in your inventory? I don't know.
1 second.
Oh, broke ass.
Yeah, you
Probably not.
You probably actually don't.
Yeah.
So, you let Maka know you don't have any gold, and he kind of frowns for a minute, like his equivalent of a frown, which is really kind of disturbing because you just watch the corners of his mouth just droop down and create like baggy jowls for a minute. And then they come back up and he goes, "Friends pay me, yes though? Friends, yes. Maka, get you to friends. Friends with gold.
Agaricus just keeps kind of glancing over, like looking at Maka and then looking at Android, and then he's not quite sure how to say it, but he's just like trying to push him in his direction.
Just let's go. Yeah, because you guys are up on a balcony. Their Android's down on the stage, and that's got to be at least like 50 feet away from each other, you know, like.
Yeah.
And then they're on the ground, and you, Quill, and them are about the same distance, just on the actual ground of it, you know, from each other. But as you're like pushing him, he goes, "Maka, get you there. Maka, don't worry." And he turns around to walk, and then out of nowhere, you just hear something go, boom, and hit him right in his face. You don't know what it is. You don't actually see it, but it causes his whole face to just explode all over you.
Oh.
And Maka just and hits the ground just dead. Yeah. Android, go ahead and roll me a spot real quick. Now he told you, Quill, and Zoltan about that too, right? So
if they're on stage, then yes, but if not, then he just kind of whispered it into his ring. You know what I mean? To tell you, Quill.
But you, Quill, and them know that they're up in the. Well, you, Quill, does, right? You, Quill, go ahead and roll me a spot check as well. Yeah, because Zoltan doesn't actually have one of them Ringos. Those Ringo stars.
They're actually kind of rare now.
Yeah, well, the guy who gave them to you tried to kill you.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Oh, that's such a tasty fucking spot.
Oh, I know. Like, you
I
both.
see through the world.
Yeah, you both. There you go, you, Quill. There you go.
I see through the Underdark.
Uh,
It's 2 points. It's 2 points higher than the last one.
So you guys see that after you guys become aware of that, and you know, Android, you're trying to formulate a plan. You've been keeping your eyes on this whole situation, and you saw Agaragis talking to, you know, Maka, whatever, you know, and then you see Tim turn to say something, and you don't even see where it comes from either. You don't even see the thing that hits Maka in the face. It just looks like a blast of energy or something. Like, just what you see is, it looks like a shifting. It looks like force. You know what I mean? And whenever
Yeah.
force happens, it's just a shifting of reality, a perception of reality, but it doesn't actually have any tangible vision, visible signs. And you just watch as it just looks like something invisible just punches Maka in his face so hard it just blows it completely up, and he's dead instantly, just right there on the ground. And the second that happens up on the balcony too, people are instantly like, "What the fuck?" And they're just getting up, looking around, and now a new commotion begins to happen.
Like, well, I guess we don't have to worry about fighting.
That's cold-blooded, bro. I do like Agaragus's reaction to that, though. That whole thing. Oh no! It shows Agaragus has heart.
Yeah.
That was pretty rough.
Yuquil immediately goes to energy shield and
I would say you could grapple hook yourself up to the balcony, but oh wait.
Yeah, I want to see.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How much? Here's an idea, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's spitball ideas real quick, Yuquil. How much would you say that Agaricus weighs?
You're asking Yuquil?
No, I'm asking the DM. I'm
Oh,
asking
how
the
much would
DM
it?
just-
How much does Agaragus weigh?
Yeah, approximately. How much would you say that Agaricus weighs?
I mean, soaking wet? About as much as my daughter. No,
I guess it doesn't matter because
Like,
I was gonna
probably
say
I would say Agaragus probably actually weighs about the same as a small child. So we're talking probably about like 60, 65 pounds,
Okay.
Not much at all,
well, that's
And
not
the-
much, but that's still much for a mage hand.
Oh, yeah. Whoop.
I was gonna mage hand Agaricus off towards Yuquil so that Yuquil could catch them, but I don't know. That's still well over the limit now as I'm reading it. I don't know. What if we blow up the balcony? How about that? Fuck it. How do we bail Agaricus out of this?
I shall create water.
Okay.
I don't know what it could do. It just says create water.
He creates water and just slap, just like a pool of water, just slaps and hits the ground, and people are now running through a puddle. I won't actually count that against you. I just thought that was funny.
I really don't know what I have for this because you said we didn't see where the shot came from, huh?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Can I
Wait, did that say control water as well?
Yeah.
Agaragus is up on that balcony, and there's so many people rushing by, like, eventually they are starting to get, like, you're starting to lose sight of them just because of the people rushing off the balcony in the first place. And you guys suddenly hear a voice inside your heads saying, "You're early. Come to the balcony. We have much to discuss."
Oh.
How about that?
Okay.
As this is going on too, Android, you've noticed that the band has quietly picked up all their stuff, packed it up, and that they're like just leaving, you know? And the acoustic player just kind of pats you on the arm and he says, "Good luck," and walks out the back.
Yeah, unfortunately, Buell doesn't have any of the up, so I think he's gonna grapple up there.
Do what?
I said, yeah, I think Buell's gonna grapple up there.
How's he gonna do that? He doesn't have his grapple.
You have
Oh, fuck. I don't know.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, you don't have any of your equipment. That's why I made that joke earlier.
You know
That's
what
why I
can't
went,
do?
oh wait.
Fuck off.
Yeah, that you could do. That would be a fair thing to say to me. I have put you in
God
this
damn it.
situation. Yeah, I have put you in a crappy
Hold on.
situation.
Hold on.
Well, you're being told to meet up at the balcony. What would you like to do?
I guess Android's gonna kinda finish up what he's doing and then go meet up with Uquil and be like, or I guess we should figure out how to get up on the balcony.
There is
Yeah, I guess I-
there is a stairway leading to there's a couple of there's like the way this balcony is shaped, it's shaped like a U, you know, that covers pretty much the entirety of the room except for the farthest wall to the back. There are 4 staircases to get up there. There's 2 by the front door, and then there's 2 by the far where the balcony ends on either side. The closest one to Agaragis is the one closest to on the. I guess it doesn't really matter, but it'd be on the right, right there by the front door. So that's the closest staircase to Agaragis up that way. Or you could take the other one that's farthest away up that way. It doesn't. You know, you'll just be further away from Agaragis going that way. Agaragis, what are you doing? You have so many people, like I said, you are quite small, and you have so many people rushing, and you are being threatened to be trampled at this point.
I will sing the song if you'll let me change the little variation on it. That's what I do.
Do what?
I said, I'm singing the song as long as you let me do a variation on it, but we'll do that later.
Okay.
I just had I had another idea. But anyways,
Anyway.
that's for possibly here in a minute.
Okay. How about you? You're almost being trampled. You have a few options. You can try and roll a reflex to just try and keep yourself from being trampled on. You can try and roll a tumble to get up underneath a table, because all these tables are made out of stone and actually fashioned into the floor. So they're immovable in the first place, you know. You can try and do that to see if you can't tumble underneath the table, which will be safe. What would you like to do?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I would probably I'm gonna try to tumble under something.
Okay.
What would I roll?
You'd roll a tumble. That'll be in your skills.
I see.
It's okay.
LOL.
I'd like to tumble. What's the number to 911?
Yeah.
It's time for I love it.
Call 911. What's the number?
All right, here gets you up. Yeah, I was looking for at least a 15.
Okay, it's right there. Come.
Don't do this to me. You try to tumble, kind of tumble into, and as you're headed for the table, you get kicked in your head and kind of bounced into the wall, and you kind of lay there, and you're laying there for a minute, watching all these people trample, and you see probably one of the saddest things. You're watching as people are just trampling Maka's dead body now to get. Just trample
Damn it.
Maka's dead body as they're trying to get out of there. You know, just trampling over him, just blah blah blah. You know, watching his open, destroyed face. Just it's pretty.
Damn it.
Yeah, as that happens, you do take. Hold on, y'all. Hold on a second.
Take a whole bunch of. What a bitch.
All right, I'm back. Sorry. My nephew. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. My nephew came over and he was talking. He didn't know I was recording, so I just paused everything for a second so he could tell me. He was happy. They got fireworks. He's happy about
Cool.
that. He's like, we got fireworks. I was like, cool, go pop them. So he's like,
That's watching.
he's
Yeah.
like 6. I'm like, yeah, go.
Go pop a blow off the finger.
Yeah, go, you know. I knew how to handle a black cat when I was 6.
Yeah, we also knew how to use a lawn dart at 6, but this thing was a good idea.
Yeah, that's true. Lawn darts were the best. Anyways, so what was I saying? Oh, so yeah, you're watching that. Agaricus, you take.
A big win.
You take 4 points of subdual damage, which I don't know if I've ever explained to you. I know you're new, so you may not know what subdual damage is. Subdual damage is the same as non-lethal damage.
Oh, okay.
So on your character sheet, you may see a thing that says non-lethal damage up there next to your HP.
Yeah.
So, okay, so the way you factor in subdual damage is this. You know how in health and HP you subtract your HP from the damage taken, right? Subdual damage works different. When I say 4 points, you put in 4. And you actually count up instead of take away. So if your subdual damage reaches higher than your actual HP, then you're knocked out.
I see.
It's non-deadly damage. You don't die from it. It's just like getting into like a fist fight and getting punched out. Hold on one more second, y'all.
I mean, like that.
I know. Listen. I don't know if he wants to. He will, okay? Love you, son. All right. All right. Last pause, I promise. We'll get that out of here on post. But yeah, so that's how subdual damage works, right? So you just write in 4 in the non-lethal damage section in your health. And if you get higher than your actual HP, you're knocked out like you just got punched out in like a drunken brawl or something. You can't actually die from it, but it can knock you out.
I see. Okay.
So you took 4 points of subdual damage from getting kicked against that wall. And then you watch as Maka's body just gets trampled by all these panicking people. And you manage to crawl your way the rest of the way underneath that table. You know, not to kick a dead dog, but how does that make you feel watching, you know, having dealt with what just happened with Maka in general, the whole thing? Him helping you, then getting his head his face plastered, and then watching people just trample him. How does that make Agaricus feel right now? Because I know Agaricus probably isn't used to this much savagery in life in general. Having been a Pion Mender, you're usually healing people, not watching this.
He's pretty horrified, but he's a little relieved that no one had to pay Maka anything.
Wow. Okay.
About it. He was just like,
Nice.
it's a little pushy. I get it, but man. He's like gold. He doesn't even like. I feel like Agaricus doesn't even like care really that much about money. So to see someone like fiending, you know, like almost like salivating for gold, they'll do anything for it. It's like, dang man, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with you.
That's interesting.
Baby.
OBK. All right, so, I see. So it,
Ain't
Maka,
nothing but a short change hero.
yeah. So Maka was just a concept that Agaricus really couldn't wrap their head around in the first place. Somebody who,
Yeah, it's a little weird.
yeah, somebody who actually covets monetary gain.
Yes.
Interesting. I will make a note of it. What's funny is you think I'm joking. So now the rest of you have lost sight of Agaricus completely.
Oh.
What are you guys doing? Hello?
You're leaving me
You
behind.
can hear you.
Okay.
Just thinking.
Oh. Come on.
Nah, I'm chopped liver.
That's funny because Agaricus just jumped down from the balcony, correct?
No, Agaricus is still up on the balcony.
Oh, for some reason I thought that whole thing about them tumbling and whatever, was them jumping off the balcony and tumbling to the ground. Because I was going to say, that's funny because we're headed up to the balcony.
Now I kind of wish they had, but no, that's not.
That's pretty funny.
That would have made this a lot better. That's for sure. I like your scenario better, but that's not entirely
pretty
what
funny.
happened. Yeah.
Like, the way I imagined it in my mind was Agaricus jumped off, and as they're falling, they're trying to tumble, but the reason why they failed is because they got kicked in the head and slung into the wall.
Well, that is kind of what they tried to do. Only it was a table up on the balcony, and they tried to tumble, and they just got kicked and hit against the wall, and yeah, yeah. And they,
Yeah, that's funny. No, I guess Androids at least is just going up to the balcony now. Like you said, right?
Okay. Yeah. So Android starts making his way up to the balcony. The four guards, you start watching as they're like looking around, trying to like clear a path for you, Android, to get up to the balcony. What about you, Quill, and Zoltan?
Yeah, you both been on his way up there this whole time.
He did what?
You've been on his way up there the whole time.
Okay, so he's going with Android. And what about Zoltan?
Zoltan is making his way up as well.
Okay, so as you guys are making your way up there, you start seeing some really disturbing things happening. You see it happen again. Whoa! Only now you can hear it. Whoa! And it goes and hits one of the guards, and his whole head just explodes.
Not guard 3.
Yeah. No! And they're like pushing their way, and they're looking around, and one of them's like, make a perimeter, and he's like, a perimeter where? The one like looks and like holds his hands out, and he's like, a perimeter where? Just in time for and his head explodes. And the one guard's like, oh, ugh. And they're like looking around. You have two guards now, and both of their heads just explode as you guys manage to get up onto the balcony with Agaricus now.
Can we kind of discern where it's coming from based on heads popping?
You know that it can't be somewhere too far away, that this thing has to be close somewhere, right? You're just not entirely sure where. I will let you roll. None of you are going to have a knowledge of this.
Oh.
What about a bardic knowledge?
Would you?
What about a bardic knowledge?
I'll tell you what. Roll a bardic knowledge, but it's gonna have to be high.
A knowledge of
Damn it.
what? Okay.
Out.
History, nature, and religion.
Not a single one of those.
Okay.
Fuck.
Yeah, I won't. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Yeah,
You roll you lower?
it was still pretty high. It was still pretty high, but it's just not high enough. The thing is this isn't something that any of you have dealt with per se. Actually, the only two people who might have a good idea of what's going on and won't really have a knowledge in it per se, but might have a good idea what's going on is Agaragis and Zoltan. Agaragis and Zoltan might have an idea of it. So I'll tell you what, I will let you guys just roll flat intelligence checks to see if something about this just seems too familiar.
Zoltan's dense, though.
Huh?
I said Zoltan's dense, though.
Yeah.
Yep, we're done here.
Well, hold on, I gotta...
Nice.
Yeah, pack it up, kids. We're going home.
Yeah, that's not gonna work, Zoltan.
And Zoltan's just walking around going, Holiday Road.
Huh.
I
And,
love this game. I'm dumber than a bag of rocks at the moment.
and
He's like, I'm
Agaragis,
pretty sure I saw titties fly out of that corset.
and Agaragis, you can roll an intelligence check, but it's just gonna be a flat number. Whatever you roll is what you roll, because you don't actually have a modifier to it. But I mean, you may roll. Oh my goodness! Wow. Okay. I'm gonna give that to you because that is actually pretty high for somebody with a 0 modifier in intelligence check to roll just a natural 15.
Damn.
That's pretty
Is that
good.
an insult?
I mean, it just means that you're not books. Yes, you're stupid.
I'll take
just playing. So yeah, you see this happening. Like, you're watching now, you could see from up in the balcony people's heads exploding and stuff, and you get to thinking about it, and you know that because of where you're from, even from where you're from, this is the underworld. This may be the eastern underworld, but the underworld is still the underworld. You know, you're from the western underworld. Some things don't change. And Drow City is nothing like this in the western underworld. It's not as open to commerce as the Drow City here in the east. And one of the reasons for that is because nobody really trusts anybody where you're from as much as they are here. And you get to thinking about some of the old beefs, some of the old superstitions, as they say. That's how the Myconids say it. They don't say superstition. They call it superstition.
Nice.
And no, what was I saying? Oh, you remember a story, and you get to remembering the Carabas Aharak, the one who kidnapped you, and you know what an Illithid is. You've heard of them. You've heard description of them. You didn't think that you'd ever see one. And then you remember that they have this weird way with their minds of doing things to people. With their minds, it's not magic. It's just something completely else. You believe that there was a word used for it once upon a time. I will let you roll one more intelligence check if you want to see if you can recall the word. And if you can recall the word, I'll describe the whole thing to you. But you just know that whatever's happening, it's because of the Illithids. They're capable of doing this to people. It's up to you. You can try it. If you get another high intelligence check, I'll tell you.
Okay, I'm gonna.
But
I'm sorry.
no, you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't seem to recall it, but you know that they have this like certain ability with their minds where they can just, if they find something just weak-willed enough, they can do crazy things to them. You know.
Yeah.
It's about that time. So you know that wherever, somewhere out there, there's an Illithid. You know, this Aharok must be out there somewhere in this crowd, just exploding people's heads. You know?
Yeah.
So, Uquil, Android, and Zoltan, you guys get up to the balcony and you get to the table where Agaragis is, and you find them there. You know, there's Agaragis underneath the table. What do you all do?
I guess first and foremost, we're gonna check on everybody and see if they're okay, and then afterwards, we're gonna just kind of be like, or at least Android is gonna be like, any idea who we're supposed to be seeing?
Who's he?
Y no sabe.
You know, Savi for sheet.
Y no comprende.
Oh, that's right, because you still need to get Uquil's stuff, don't you?
No Savi, mi amigo. Mi no Savi for sheet. ¿Qué pasó?
¿Dónde está, pinche pendejo?
¿Qué pasó, güey?
¡Hola, güey!
¡Oh, dale!
For our bilingual listeners and viewers out there, welcome to D&D Telemundo.
On Univision.
Univision. Dungeons and Dragons.
Why did we just go French? What the fuck?
It's the same. It's
Right.
the same. Spanish and French are
Do
So
not.
not the same. Not even close.
It's the same.
You know what? You do not.
It's
know
the
what?
same language.
Go to jail.
Don't-
Go to jail. Do
Don't
not
make
collect
me
$200.
get this video flagged, bro.
All I'm saying is if you learn one, you can learn the other real easy. Real easy. And all,
Yeah, that's
it all,
interesting.
that's
Well,
why
yeah.
it's called that's why
Same
they're
as-
called the romantic languages. The romance languages.
Same with English, because they're not called the romantic languages, they're called the Latin languages.
They're called the romance languages. Bet. You know what? No, we're not doing this right now.
No, French is called the romantic language.
I'm telling you right
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
French, Italian, and Spanish are all called the romance languages because they derive from Latin. Because they're the
So is
most
English.
closest to Latin. Not like, no, English is not as close to Latin as... We're not doing this here. We're playing D. So, it's D&D time. Forget it. Forget it. All right, so yeah, so you guys are standing there on the balcony, right? And this place is pretty much cleared out now. You guys didn't realize it when you were in like a panic to get to Gargus, but you look down and you see more than just like Maka's dead body that's laying over there by you, or even the guards you came in with. There are several people out there whose heads have been just popped. It's like something just went through there and just started popping heads to cause a commotion to clear the place out. Because now the place has been cleared out.
F.
And the only ones standing there, you see a few drow who are still like within the vicinity. You see a few drow in there. You do see one mind flare hanging out, but he's not dressed, one Illithid, but he's not dressed all fancy like the one you originally saw. You know?
Yeah.
You don't see him. This mind flare, he just looks. He's not even dressed up like in the robes, garments, or anything. He's dressed up in just like he's shirtless. He's got like on just like a loincloth of some sort. He looks like he's more of a brawler, if anything, you know, more like a mercenary. At that,
Zoinks.
and you watch as next to him comes lumbering up a four-legged beast of a creature. He's all Agargus, you remember this guy. He's got the blue skin and the, you know,
Oh.
he's the Quorophon, and he comes walking up, and when he comes walking up, the Quorophon instantly just all four of his mouths open up at once. And he looks at the stairway nearest you all, and he starts. And they put forth a blast so fierce that it actually explodes the stairway, blocking your escape that way.
That's not cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna need everybody to
Fuck you.
what is
Nuh-uh.
what is about to happen here, and I want you all to know what is about to happen here is I'm gonna need everybody to begin to roll a reflex save. Everybody, just go ahead and roll me reflex saves.
Great.
I'm been tumbling.
Oh my gosh, I forgot your
Oh, dang it.
your reflex is garbage right
Mmm.
All right, so Jesus Christ. So the Quorophon turns and he looks. So everybody passed except you, Quill.
Damn it.
Surprise, surprise.
You all like the Quorophon looks at you guys now, and he opens up all four of his mouths again and begins to do the same thing right where you're standing, and you all begin running across the balcony, and he and blows up a whole section of that balcony that you guys were once standing. Agargus, Sultan, and Android, you all make it through, but you, Quill, it sends you flying through the air over everybody's heads, and you hit the ground. You go ahead and roll me a tumble real fast.
Just you, Quill?
Just you, Quill. Just you, Quill. He got thrown over everybody's heads. Everybody else is still making it. Everybody's staying ahead of the explosions.
Just double checking.
Okay, so you, Quill, you actually tumble though when you hit your shoulder and bounce up. So that only does 23 points of subdual damage to you, because you managed to mitigate actual damage from it, right? It's like the difference between like hitting your head and just being like ow, and hitting your head and being like, oh, I got a concussion. You know what I mean? Like, you're not bleeding from the head or anything. You just kind of bounce and you're just like, oh, that hurt. But you're up and you're going. So you take 23 points of subdual damage. As the Quorophon, he focuses the blast and he doesn't stop yelling. He's just like, ah! And you guys can actually see the waves of force escaping his mouth now as he begins to like turn his head. He's just like pivoting his head on his neck and following you all as you run, just blowing the balcony up behind you. Go ahead and roll me another set of reflexes.
Your mom.
He's Tim.
Like, it's just. Oh my gosh.
Fuck with me.
Okay, so that time only Android managed to stay ahead of the explosions.
Fuck with me.
Yeah, Android, you basically like jump like a gazelle and just keep running. Yeah, it blows up again, sending everybody just flying. Everybody go ahead and roll me a tumble.
No.
Android 2.
No, just
Okay.
just you, excuse me, Uquil, Zoltan, and Agaricus. Okay, so again, Uquil and Zoltan managed to roll out of it. They go flying again and just kind of bouncing, but they're rolling, they're going, making that. What the actual crap was that? Uh, 18 points of subdual damage to Zoltan and Uquil. It's just subdual damage. However, Agaricus, that one bounced you. That one bounced you really good. You didn't even tumble. You like just bounced like a basketball, just rolling, rolling past Android just a couple of feet. That did 18 points of actual damage to you.
This is like that time we were at the. This draws memory to the time we were at the haunted house. You know, the haunt.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I, as a real person, dropped off of that ramp face first onto the ground and hopped up and just kept running.
Yeah, like you have, yes, you're just hauling butt, and the whole balcony is just being destroyed behind you as this Quorphon is just shouting at you.
How much did you say it took off?
Took off 18. Well, there's subdual damage, 18 points of subdual damage to both Zoltan and Uquil, 18 points of real damage to Agaricus, which does.
Okay.
Agaricus's health would be at 93, I believe.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, one more time. Roll me a reflex one more time, because you guys are still just booking it. As
That's a group reflex.
Yep. Everybody roll a reflex one more time.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna eat shit. Oh no! No! I call a coup.
Call a mulligan.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, Zoltan. All right,
I
so
rolled a
Agaricus.
1 that time. That's
Yeah.
so lame.
Agaricus is the only one this time to survive this. Agaricus, you rolled and hit, and you were like, not again, and you're like crawling on your hands and knees at first, and then you just bounce yourself up, and you're just like, woo! I mean, you're just running like Speedy Gonzalez, just as fast as you possibly can, and again, that balcony just blows up towards the backside there, completely crushing that last vestige of what would be left of that. Everybody roll me a tumble. Android, Uquil, Zoltan.
Oh, fuck.
That's right.
All right, so This time, so Android takes 27 points of subdual damage. Uquill takes 27 points of subdual damage, but you, Zoltan, take actual damage, 27 points of damage. That would put your health at 100 points even. As that, so that when that blows up this time, Android, you're feeling yourself so much that you actually you're like, oh, like you even do like a little flourish, and you accidentally trip over your own foot, and you just biff, and the explosion happens, and it sends you ass over tea kettle, just whoa. And you, whoa, but you manage to hit and just
like somersault.
Yeah, you look like that dude who effed up his stunt in the Road Warrior. You're just
I grab my ankles and roll like a tire.
Yeah, you do like an in the air freaking cartwheel, and you freaking hit, and you're just like, yeah, and shoulder roll it and manage to land, and you're just like, oh, that hurt, but you didn't take actual damage. You, Quill, you don't take actual damage from this, but hold on, we're gonna do you last. Zoltan, you get, again, you feel the explosion happen, and you bounce off a wall, and you go flying, just kind of like spinning away, and you hit the ground, and before you like land on your butt and smash your tailbone, instead you manage to place your hand just right underneath you and pivot completely on your arm and hit your feet and keep running. But that pivot on your forearm and wrist really, it's throbbing now. It's actually giving you a headache.
You got some carpal tunnel.
Yeah, you got some real carpal tunnel. You, Quill, you did not pass a single one of these checks, and it's understandable. You're not Mr. Agility. I mean, nobody expects too much out of you when it comes to this type of thing, like to be fair, like that's not taking anything away from what you can normally do when the going gets tough. This was just not in your wheelhouse, and the underworld just hasn't been real kind to you. With that said, you don't actually hold on. What's going on here? Oh, I know. You don't actually make it out of the you don't actually make it across the balcony this time. You go falling through the last vestige of the balcony and boom, land on one of the tables. But you don't like land and hit your back and just instead, because you're going down, and because you managed to pass your tumble check, you look at this stone table you're about to land on, and you decide it's cannonball time, and you put your shoulder into it and smash through that freaking table and just land on your feet like, nah, F this table and F this place. And if you all look at the roll 20, you will now see what you're looking at.
Wait, did you say Agaricus?
Everybody. If everybody looks at the roll 20, you'll see what you'll see what where you're at now.
Oh, okay.
So Agaricus, Zoltan, and Android, you guys are standing up on the balcony, and in front of you, you see the Illithid who was standing down there by the Aquarophon, and he's flanked by two what looks like drow bandits. Uquill, on the ground there, you actually see hanging out underneath the balcony, out of sight at first, are two more drow bandits just hanging out at a table as if they were going to ambush you. You also see, Uquill, you see two more bandits. Is that right? You see two more bandits right here, right here, right here, right here. Also that Quorophon that was trying to destroy you guys, blowing up the balcony. Yeah, and that's where we're at in this fight. Also, something I want to point out, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but and this is just a quick, I figured out how to adjust the size of the tokens in game, right?
Yeah.
And so now if you look, even though Yukwil is still a medium-sized character, you know how we're always describing him as slightly bigger than everybody?
Yeah.
His token is actually slightly bigger than your guys's now.
Yeah.
And then if you look at Agaragus, they actually represent the size that they would be.
Yeah.
That existed.
Nice. Oh, hey.
Yeah. And then if you look at
I'm
that
a living being.
yeah, if you look at that Quorum, that actually is more representative of like just say like grabbing one of these guys and adjusting them up like that. You know what I mean? Even if I make them big like that, you see what I'm saying? Because that that Quorum is actually at a specific size now.
Yeah.
So shit, hold on. Because I had to do that, I lost my dimensions there. What are you at?
Yeah, I do that shit on accident when I'm messing with tokens because I have my keybind for my push to talk on the same keybind that it is to like resize it.
Well, if I grab any of the tokens and resize them, they won't go back to what I set them.
Well, right, like you can resize them to like the fixed points, but then you can resize them to a special point if you hold the Alt key. And the Alt key, the right Alt key is my push to talk button.
Oh,
So
I see. Yeah.
if I'm messing with something, I'll mess it up every time if I'm sitting there trying to talk to.
I discovered this in what I do is I select a token and right click, and you can do all kinds of stuff like add turn, edit, blah, blah, blah. Well, there's a section called advance, right? And I just happened to see something that said set dimensions. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I look, and that's what it does. And I'm like, oh,
Interesting.
I was like, oh my gosh, now everything can look exactly like, and I about died. But yeah, I think we've spent enough time. I think I've spent enough time jacking myself off about this. So, yeah. You guys now are faced with this Illithid here. Agaragus, this Illithid, you know, doesn't look like the one who spoke to you before. He looks like the one that, was down where you were being held captive. The one that was watching you. So you know that the one that actually spoke to you, he's nowhere present. You don't actually see him anywhere.
Oh.
At least from where you can see right now, right? Because your line of vision basically goes about this far. You can see everything in front of you right here. Android, you can see down in here a little bit. You can see all these guys right here. Right? You can see all that. You can't see the two that Yukwil can see. Same thing with you, Zoltan. You can see these guys down here and these guys here, but you can't see these two. The only person who can see them is Yukwil, and that's because you guys are actually under the balcony. And if you're curious about what these orbs are, this is just lighting. That's all it is. It's like those crystals that I talked about. That light. Yeah, that's all it is. It's just natural lighting that's used in it. Blah, blah, blah. So, nobody's made an attempt to attack yet. What do you guys want to do? You tell me.
How big is the whole room?
The whole room.
Yeah.
Well, okay, the square you're at, like this room right here, just this section right here, this isn't the whole room, right? But this whole map right here is probably about 240 feet.
Okay.
243 feet by like 270 something or other.
Okay.
It's, oh, my bad. 299 feet by 245.
Okay.
So, what does anybody want to do? I thought Zoltan was about to do something, so I got quiet for a minute, and then I realized he wasn't. That was it. He just
No,
wanted to make the
I'm reading. I'm reading before I do something and end up killing us all on accident.
Right. Well, it's good. It's good. Make sure that, yes.
Because I am currently aggravated at this whole situation.
Yeah, because even though you guys found a Garrigus, you still don't have Uquill's equipment back. So, the,
Uquill shall sing his ditty.
Sing it. Sing that beautiful ditty. Oh, you have to
use my
actually...
revision.
Huh?
I shall use my revision.
There is no revision. There is only the
Revision.
song. There is no Dana. There's only...
There's a revision. There's a revision.
There is no...
I'll give you the first part, but I'm revising the second.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. And I'll see if that works.
Yeah, for Uquill it would.
Yeah, but you're
It's very Uquill-esque.
You're not appeasing Uquill, you're appeasing Mephathiel. Mephathiel don't care about your feelings. He only
Uquill
cares
don't care
about
about
his
Mephathiel.
amusement. Let's hear it. Let's hear this revision.
Why can't I find my spell?
I love you. You love me. Bring your ass to me.
Okay, fair enough. You hear a little giggle inside your head. And you recognize it, Mephathiel. He's like, I suppose. And the miniature jumps out of your hand and goes flipping through the air, and it lands on the ground. And then just enlarges, almost like a shrink-a-dink. Right in front of you. And you see Yucca appear. In all his, glory. And he's just looking around like, what? What? He's like, rats! Big rats! He goes, what? Well,
Yes.
Uquill?
Tis I.
He goes, oh, yeah, I was just, currently engaging in mortal combat against my dragon brethren. Yes, turns out when we vanished and everything, I ended up back in the lands of the beast amongst my dragon brethren, my dragon kin, and they heard tell of what I could do, and I was actually blessed with my dragon form once more, and we used to battle to see who was king. I was actually in the last, the semi-finals of the tournament, and yeah, unfortunately, when you called me back here, I got turned back into this.
Uquill's like, not like in a perturbed, but kind of like, motherfucker, look around you, look. Read the room.
This mofo still stealing stories. For the viewers at home, Yucca is a chimera. For what those of you who don't know what a chimera is, it's basically a lion.
Educated.
Yeah, it's got a lion's body with a lion head, a goat head, and it's a green dragon head with a snake for a tail, a serpent for a tail. And they are quite large. They are quite big creatures. And this one, Yucca, he met several years ago. And Yucca recognized the fact that Yuquil had become what they call a totem for a dragon. See, because dragons, I don't want to exposition dump, but let's just say dragons are very rare, if not almost extinct, and Yuquil had become a totem. Yucca recognized it in him. They made a deal. Yuquil would help Yucca become a full-fledged dragon again, because becoming a chimera is like a curse. And in return, Yucca would help Yuquil unlock the potential. And that's about all I'm going to get into right now with that. And that's for you listeners at home. So yeah, Yucca's got one of these personalities right here. As you can see, he's just like, yeah, when you do that, Yuquil, and you look around, you're like, read the room. He looks around and goes, oh, you still getting into trouble? He goes, I mean, yes, of course you are. Yes. And you needed me to come back and help you, because that's what Yucca does. I was telling the other dragons of our great deeds together and how wonderful we are. Yes, that's what I do.
He's getting the look.
He looks over. He looks over at the Quorophon, the big old blue thing, and he goes, "That's what you want me to go kill, isn't it?" He goes, "All right."
I mean, possibly.
He goes, all right, well, I'll go. He looks at all the drow and he goes, I'll take care of and the drow are now like visibly like looking at this like, what the crap?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they're like, as if the Mind Flayer senses this issue. He doesn't really have a line of vision to Yucca. That's the thing, like Yucca's just in one of those funny little spots here that he can't really see it. But it's almost like he senses the room, the disturbance of the room. And he looks at you all and he says, you wish to deceive me? Like you hear him say in your minds, you wish to deceive me? And I would have made you a deal. I still would have cut you a deal with the armor. But now, we're just gonna kill you and take the gold.
Wrong.
Everybody roll a...
Let's roll, baby.
Yeah, roll.
Oh, I was gonna...
Well, what was there something you wanted to say, Andrew? You could say something.
Oh, no. Not necessarily say. It was just like, well...
Well, immediately
Fuck
does
that.
what it does. We'll switch this to... No, I still have sense of it. Right. Just want to make sure. And... Where is it at? Where is it?
Hey, before we roll initiatives, is it okay if I do something?
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
Can I use my the trotters and like hop on Android's back?
Sure.
And then if I can, I want to try to use the mood ring
Okay.
and do the red aura.
The red aura. Okay. What is the red aura?
Acts as the bull's strength spell.
Oh shoot! What is the radius of that aura?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. Red aura. 30 feet. Bull strength. So, I'm not entirely sure what bull strength does.
Plus
I mean,
4.
Don't worry.
Yeah, it's like a +2 to your strength, I believe.
I thought it was +4. Or is that
Is
a
it
different one?
I feel like it. I feel like it's a pretty like beefy little spell. I just can't remember entirely what it all does. Like
It is a +4. Yuko is correct.
+4.
The subject becomes stronger. Their spell grants a +4 enhancement bonus to strength, adding the usual benefits to melee attack rolls, damage rolls, and other uses of the strength modifier.
Okay.
Hi guys, this is when you know you play D&D too long. You know the spell.
How long does that spell last for?
Let me see.
1 minute per level. So that's
Okay, yeah.
20. So that's 20
All day.
minutes. So yeah, that'll last as long as you need it to.
Cool.
You will
So
gonna do something.
Android, go into your character sheet and put that +4 to your strength modifier in temporary. Same thing with you,
Cool.
Zoltan.
If you'll allow me as a pre-round action, I'd like to move to the edge of the thing just so that, and spark up my Tune of Battle just so that you Will can get the aura.
Sure.
Oh, I was gonna ask if I can summon Ruckus, or see if I can summon Ruckus as well before we kicked off the whole entire thing.
You, Zoltan, can go F yourself. No, yeah, go ahead.
Alright, I'll see how it is. Man.
Yes, everybody's gonna get, yeah. Okay, so, so Android, you're tuning up Tune of Battle, sparking up Tune of Battle.
With that air guitar.
Yes, with the air guitar, which gives that to Zoltan as well. And Zoltan, you summon Ruckus.
My feeling.
So Zoltan, you summon Ruckus out of the ether.
I'm pretty sure Ruckus is highly mad at me at the moment.
Yeah, when you summon him too, like you hold out your hand and you like, and like you feel it start to grow warm like it used to, like you're gonna, and you feel like a little bit of resistance, almost like you gotta search within, like actually through the ether to see where he's located so you can draw him to you. You're like, and then out of nowhere you're like, and out of nowhere, boom, a portal opens up and you see Ruckus like come jumping through it with like 2 chickens in his mouth. And they're like, and he's just like, and he looks around for a minute like, what the crap? And he like snaps their neck and throws them down, and he turns around and looks at you, Zoltan, and he goes, oh, what did you do?
In general or at the moment?
He goes, you left me in that godforsaken jungle. I've been there. You know the trials I had to go through? And as he's saying that, he's like scooting the chickens behind him to where you can't see. He's like, I had it. Well, it's good to see you again, Zoltan. And then he looks over and he sees everything that's going on. He goes, is it time to get back to work then?
It is indeed.
All right.
Okay, 1 second.
You, Quill, you're trying an intimidation, correct?
Yes. But before I do that, so let me get this correct. Up here, what's up? That is a mind flare. What are these? So I can make sure my battle list is correct.
Okay, so that's a mind flare. Those are all drow.
Okay.
And there's the one Quorifon.
What's that right there?
That's Ruckus.
Okay, that's what I
But
thought.
you wouldn't be able to see him. You have no idea
No,
what's
yeah.
actually. In fact,
So I've got a drop here.
Yeah, you're not even aware of what's going on up here. You can only see this right here.
Okay, so I'll worry about the rest here in a minute. I tell Yucca, I was like, you know what? On second thought, don't worry about the blue thing quite yet. Go nom nom on the things closer. I've got a plan for you. And then he just, like, when he hears that voice in his head say that, he's not telling Yucca, kind of a battle plan.
Mm-hmm.
He just laughs, and that's when I'll use my intimidate. Like, no, we shall bathe in your blood. I pay
Oh.
not for my armor.
Okay, so now that you've summoned Yucca, and I've let everybody at least do something before actually rolling their initiatives, right?
Initiative.
I'm gonna let you use that intimidate even before using your initiative. But before you do that, I'm gonna need you to roll a will save for me. Oh no, my bad. A fortitude save, not a will. A fortitude save. Will implies that this is magical, and it is not. Ooh. Okay. So, you quit. Yeah. You begin to try and, hold on a second, you guys. Hold on a second. No, you need to go upstairs. I'm recording, okay? You can't keep coming down here making noise. Come on.
Every time I want to summon my storms, we're always in a closed area, and I might kill us.
All right, sorry about that. Anyways, you feel
All lightning storm, like Yoshi.
yeah.
No, see, I don't have lightning storm. It's storm of vengeance. That's something we're all dying to.
You begin to try and intimidate everybody, right? And you suddenly feel like something just kind of whip your brain, just slap. And it's like you can see it in your mind's eye, this metaphysical whip come whipping right into your head. And it doesn't just slap your brain with like no regard. It's actually very precise. It pinpoints a certain spot in your brain and slaps it, and slaps it hard. Doing okay. I see. I gotta roll. I thought it just did something. Whoa, 6 points of charisma damage to you. And you are sufficiently dazed for 1 round. Like you begin to like try to bust it off with all this, and you just feel something just mentally just slap you. And you hear a voice, not the one that just talked to you, but a different one that sounds actually familiar. You recognize it. It's the voice of the man who told you, of the Illithid who told you, that's a fine set of armor you've got on there. He says, "Nuh-uh, old boy. You will not be scaring no one today." So that is, yeah.
I will fucking kill you.
I think as a seasoned player, you Quill doesn't know, but as a player, I think you know what you're dealing with now, don't you?
Fucking kill you.
I think you're aware of what it is you're dealing with, isn't it? Aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, everybody roll initiative now. Everyone.
Y'all better find a solution quicker. People will burn this bitch to the ground.
Well, you still have Yucca on your turn, even though you'll be dazed for 1 round. You'll have Yucca to
I thought you said Maka, and I was like, what?
no, Yucca. No, Maka's dead. Maka died
Where'd you-
saving you. And
Not
then,
if I reincarnate him.
and then you're just
What
actually
a nasty initiative. Oh, that
You
was your
can say it like
intimidate. I see.
Aw, was it?
no, you got to roll
Oh.
an initiative. You rolled an intelligence. Actually, Zoltan, I wasn't gonna say nothing on the stream.
You rolled intelligence.
But
one.
that reincarnate We're getting rid of that. You're gonna have to change that spell. There is no. I did state this, and I don't know how it slipped by, but I did mention that there are no spells that you can take that brings anybody back to life. You know, there is no resurrecting anything from the dead. I don't allow that in this game. So, no.
How dare you take that spell away from me?
I told you when you first started that I didn't allow spells like that, so if you weren't paying attention, that's your fault.
No, I was just reading it. That's why I've never used it.
You set yourself up for failure on that one. Garrus, your initiative will be...
Agaricus can't select their token because they're on Android's back.
Oh, that's right. I am such a fool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, you're good. We just figured that out because she was like, why can't I roll my initiative? And I kind of looked over
Go
and
ahead.
I was like, oh, because you can't select your token.
Okay, go ahead. I'll just keep your character like that. We just won't... You know what? It'll be easy. You're not like huge and you don't take up a lot of room anyways anymore, so we can just... We'll just do it like that. That's better. There you go. Alright, now you should be able to select your token. I think. So I got it set up to where you cannot. Nope, I sure don't, do I? Oh my freaking goodness, dude. What is going on?
Shrugs.
There you go. Now you can select your dang token. I don't know what. Yeah, every once in a while this game likes to just like say no, you never set that up. And I'm like, no, I know I did, but I know what it is. I set it up every single time with the intention of making. Never mind. You don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, so it goes. Oh, and shoot, everybody else. That's right. Hold on. Hold on.
Do I have to roll Ruckus's initiative, or?
No,
How is that one?
Ruckus goes on your turn.
Alrighty.
Yeah, you fine. He goes on your turn. It'll be alright. Okay.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm talking to myself. I rolled a fat 2. I rolled a fat 2 for that guy because he's awesome. Just a fat 2.
Nice.
What's funny is there used to be a wrestler actually known as Fatu. I don't know. For whatever reason, I'm just like, the more I say it, I'm like, oh yeah, Rikishi Fatu.
Nice.
Ooh. Oh. Look at that. Okay. And then the Illithid rolls. I know this takes a long time. I should have been rolling this the whole time, you guys. I'm so sorry. I got caught up in watching everybody else's rolls, because that's what I do. Get lost in everybody else's gameplay, and then I forget to be the DM. Oh, wow. Okay. Cool. Alright, so it actually goes Uquill, the Drow, the Garrigus, Android, Zoltan, the Illithid, and then, the Quorfon. So, Uquill, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yuko does nothing but
No, but you have Yucca, and he can do something quick crying.
Whoa.
Nice fucking will save.
You know, like when you're
Listen,
fighting.
If it was a will save, you'd be immune to it, because you can't be affected by mind affecting magic.
You said it was a will save.
I
It was a will save.
said a fortitude.
Oh,
changed
fuck
it
you,
to
it's
a-
one pointless.
I changed
Oh,
it
see,
to a
that's
fortitude. So whether or not you rolled a will or not, that's not, I'm going to take that as a fortitude. And he did. He rolled a fortitude.
He said, I changed it to a fortitude.
Yeah, you like it.
Yeah.
I
I originally said a will save, and then I realized, oh, wait, no, it's not a will, it's a fortitude. Because I'm used to saying will save when it comes to this kind of stuff, but it's not, it's a fortitude.
Oh, I see.
Because it's
I
not.
thought you meant like you changed the rule.
No, because it's not magic that he's dealing with. This isn't magic.
Oh yeah,
this is,
that makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes perfect sense.
Your face is magic.
This is something beyond that.
Thank you.
Your face is magic.
My song is magic.
Mhm. My taste in music is your face.
Nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope that touches you. So Yucca's attacking, correct? Which one is he attacking?
The one closest.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Yucca have multi-attack?
Yeah.
That means he can actually divvy up his attacks between these two drow with all his different. Okay, just reminding you of the way I tweaked that feat. You know what I mean? Okay. So 37 is a hit. Which one? Left or right?
Right.
Right. Okay. Right now. Right here, right now, right here, right now.
Okay.
For 13 points of damage. 13 points of damage. Yeah, so basically Yucca, he listens to your instructions, Uquil, and he sees you like go to draw your sword and be like, ha-ha! And begin to like do your signature intimidation on the room, and then he watches as your eyes just kind of glaze over for a minute. And you're like, ah, 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 and he goes, "Oh, that can't be good." Kind of like all four of his heads, even the snake tail, they all cock to the side and look at you, kind of funny. And then they look over at the table of drow who are now eyeballing your, your incapacitated self, and he's like, oh no. So he rushes over there to slap him. Let's see. 13. Oh man. Okay. So that was an attack, was it? Correct?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. So he runs over with one, and what was that first attack? Was that just a claw, or was that a bite, or what was that?
That's his main bite.
That's his bite. So the lion runs over and just bites one of them. And he's like, oh, and then he turns with the claw to claw, and the one of them just reaches over and just slips a sword and just stabs Yucca right there in his rib cage, with the sword full on. In fact, if Yucca wasn't so big, that might have been a kill shot, but because he's so big and got so much meat and body to spare, it's more like stepping on a sticker, but it's a pretty painful sticker, or maybe like a shard of glass. He's just like, oh! And that does some damage. But what kind of damage does it do? Only way to find out is look it up. Okay. Okay. There it is. For only 10 points of damage off of him, but that does throw Yucca off his whole spiel, because he rolled a critical failure. Yeah, it just like stabs him and it throws Yucca off for a minute, and he just looks real dejected, like, oh. And he's just like, oh my gosh, I'm rusty. He's like, that's what we're going to say about this, is Yucca hasn't been fighting in quite a while, actually. Now it would be, wouldn't it? He's like, oh, shoot. And he just looks over at you, Quill, kind of embarrassed. Because even though you're kind of stunned, you're still, like, aware. You just watch the whole thing happen. And now it is the Drow's turn. Okay, these Drow just watched you, Zoltan, summon Ruckus. So they're both gonna use the tables that they're at as like shields, kind of, you know, barriers. And they're both going to draw out bows and fire off at Ruckus to take him down. Now. Okay. So, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. They're drawing their swords and they're headed in your direction. These two are making their way for the stairwell, as if they're making preparations to barricade it. And these two, this one is going to actually disengage Yucca and walk over to you, Quill, and he's going to take a free shot off of you. And this one who got the free hit off of Yucca, he's feeling emboldened now, so he's going to take a swipe. Oh my goodness. Alright, you Quill, go ahead and roll. Yucca, this dude just rolled a natural 1 against Yucca. So go ahead and choose what kind of damage Yucca wants to do on him. Wants to maul him, bite him, gore him, snake slap him. What does he want to do?
Bite him.
Bite him? Alright, roll your damage for that. Times 2. Bite him! It says, bite him! Bite him on the head! 12. Alright. So that dude feeling all big and bad about himself. Yucca returns in kind in the lion just and just grabs him and shakes him for a minute, and he's got like this big old bite mark out of his shoulder now, and he's just like, oh! And he pulls away, just looking all freaked out now. This guy. This guy walks over to you, Quill, and slaps you for 9 points of damage. Which, I think you have damage reduction, don't you? 9 points of damage may actually do nothing to him. That's why I'm saying.
Not currently. That's close to the damage reduction. But I think that's not bad. That's not good.
Well, it's because of the brimstone armor now might have made your damage reduction like.
Oh, that's right. I forgot to admit.
Yeah, far more. That's why I'm thinking. I know normally you have 3 damage reduction just because.
Yeah, my natural.
Yeah, your natural 3, but I think the brimstone armor actually gives you damage reduction as well. So I think you might be sitting at a cool 13 damage reduction.
Yeah, it's 13.
Alright, so as this dude walks over and tries to hit you for his 9 hit points, his pitiful 9 hit points, he like slaps you as hard as he can, and it clinks off of the brimstone armor, and he just you know what I'm talking about? His sword just in his arms, and he's like, oh, like looking at you like, oh crap. And
This isn't even my good shit.
yeah.
This isn't even my true form.
You have yet to see my real power.
It's over 9,000 looking ass.
Oh shoot. Okay, yeah, both fire off and both hit Yucca or Ruckus. Doing. We'll just add them together. $16 points of damage off of Ruckus. Hold on, you guys. I got stuff going on at the house again. Alright, I'm back. I just got a house full of people and I have to keep stopping. Anyways. Yeah, so that did 16 points of damage off of Ruckus. Which will drop him down to 84 hit points. But both of them just let loose with their arrows. And the arrows go into each of Ruckus's shoulders. And Ruckus is just like, oh! And that is the Drow's turn. Now it is Agaragis. It is your turn.
Can I see you, Quill?
Yeah, because Android moved over to the balcony. Now you're looking up over the balcony, yes.
I'm gonna use my my Buckler of the Forged Defender on him.
Ooh. Okay. And listen to you, Phil. I like the way you're saying that. Like, guess who's been reading their stuff? I've been looking into my things, and Defender. Any ally within 30 feet of sight can be shielded with the Defender ability. This ability gives the ally 10 damage reduction. Oh my gosh. So you now have 23 damage reduction. And gives the enemy a 40% mischance as if the ally had 40% cover. This lasts one round and cannot be used on the same ally consecutively. The user must wait at least 2 rounds after using it to use it on the same ally again. Ooh. Ooh, EGAT. Okay. So there you go, you Quill. You've got a friend indeed.
You're welcome.
You got a friend indeed.
He's like, got a friend indeed.
Yeah.
Nice.
So now, boom, you've been defended, shielded for now until Agaragis' next round. That is gonna sit on you. I
like to imagine there's like a little opaque shield floating around you, like the little tiki head and fucking
This motherfucker.
Crash Bandicoot.
You're right. It's
I
just,
know. Tiki head. Yeah, fucking instant visualization of that.
yeah. So yeah, it's almost like a power ring, only it like takes up all of Agaragis' arm as it just projects this opaque shield. Because that's now canon. Yes, we're gonna use that. And that starts floating around Uquill's head, just much like your Iron Stone used to do before it sacrificed itself. Yeah. And I should have wrote in there too, and I don't know why I didn't, that you only have to be within 30 feet of sight to cast it on somebody. After you cast it on him, they get it for that until your next turn, Agaragis. So now, like, Quill can move out of your sight, but he'll still have it just because you casted it right. It's almost like, Oh, there's a what is there? There's a spell called like spell transfer or something where you can actually imbue somebody with like a spell of your choice, and you imbue them with it, and then they can go off and use it whenever they want. Right? This is kind of the same thing. Now you've got it for at least until Agaragus's next turn. So you'll have it for your whole turn because you'll be out of the daze at that point. See what I'm saying?
Sure.
So you can do what you can do whatever you want because you're rocking 23 points of freaking.
You can have whatever you like.
Exactly.
Bottles on ice. Okay. Anyways,
We're going in.
and is that your turn now, Agaragus?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay, so I'd like to imagine that like you're on Android's back, like Android just feels you crawl up onto his back, and you're just like, "Hi," and he's just like, "All right," and then like he moves over to the balcony and everything, because like you're casting that bull strength now from your ring, and he's just watching you start casting all this stuff, and he feels stronger now, and he's rocking the bardic, the tune of battle, which I needed to. I also need to put on Yucca and Ruckus, but whatever. And then like Android, you just see as Agaragus just takes this buckler, which would be a buckler on you, but on them it's like a full shield, and just boom, rests their elbow on your shoulder, and you just watch as it just whoom, casts out onto you, Quill, because you guys are watching you, Quill, like get attacked down there, and he's not doing anything. He looks frozen to you guys, and you don't know why. You just know some chicanery is afoot. You like that chicanery? Because I like that.
Chicanery.
I love that word. Android, it is your turn.
Yeah, Insano style.
What, you guys don't like no chicanery? You ever see that episode of Supernatural when they meet that dude and he's like, "I won't have no chicanery. Go and steal such and such for me," and like Sam later on, he's like, "I don't like it." And Dean goes, "What, Sam? You're not up for some chicanery?"
Same.
It's almost like he had never heard that word before, and he liked it so much he was waiting for a moment to use it. Oh man, man's a legend. What are you gonna do, Android?
I think Android is just gonna chill and keep playing his tune of battle and minding his own business, and remaining within range of Zoltan and you, Quill.
All right,
Buffin. Zoltan, you're on.
buffing, buffing. All right, Zoltan, it is your turn.
And now we're playing the song from that episode of South Park where they have the ninja weapons.
Oh,
That's fighting
yo,
love.
yo, suck my balls. Let's fighting love. Yeah.
Let's back to
Nice.
Indeed. So Zoltan, what
Can you
would
go to
you
my
like?
spells real quick?
Your
Pause.
the spells.
What?
The spells.
What's that, Jason?
My bad. Can you go to my spells for me?
Wow. I insult my kids by calling them by my other kids' names.
When they find it insulting, yes, you do.
No one wants to be compared to him.
That's pretty hardcore, you guys.
Anyways, can you go to my spells, please?
On your spells, numbnuts.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
I don't see you.
Okay, that's okay.
He's like, oh yeah, my bad.
No, I switched it over to where it's not just part of the screen. I tabbed it all out. Like the old Windows, because I have to have fucking 50 handouts open because you know. Fuck you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's it just to the roll 20, so like That's and you can see all the
A lot of debauchery.
Mm-hmm. Okay, scroll down.
No. You said just look at spells, bitch.
Can you scroll down? No. It says no.
I said you could look. I didn't say I was doing anything else. He's like the motherfucker's like, yeah, I got the shit. And they're like, can I see it? And he's like, no.
Mhm.
You sure don't have a lot of spells prepared, do you? You haven't prepped any in a while, have you?
No.
I mean, he's got quite a few still prepared. Nothing that's overly useful at this very second.
Yeah, since we're in an enclosed environment, I'll end up killing myself if I summon anything. Hmm. Man, I cast Murdering Mist. I don't know. I can't find Murdering Mist.
Murderous Mist, it's right there.
I know, but I'm trying to find out like the range on how far I can cast it, and I can't find it. It's not in the player's handbook.
Is the spell in the player's handbook?
No.
I want to say it's in the Arcane.
The what?
Complete Arcane or Complete Divine.
Well, this is what happens. This is, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like,
It feels like you're fucking complaining.
Hey, hush! I'm trying. Hush yourself for half a minute. No, I was explaining to the listeners at home what can happen when you have a lot of spells, and yeah, that's it. That's all I was actually gonna say.
Okay.
That's it. But I mean, some people have to sit there and it's not in the Complete Arcane. I'll tell you that right now.
It is in the Complete Divine. That's right here.
Well, it was a 50-50 shot.
Close 25 feet plus 5 feet per every 2 levels. Cloud that spreads in 30 feet. Cloud that spreads in 30 feet radius, 20 foot high. 1 round per level. Reflex for half the damage. Spell resistance, yes. Create a cloud of scalding hot steam that moves in a straight line away from you at a speed of 10 feet. Anyone within the cloud suffers 2d6 points of damage as permanently blinded. If they make the reflex save, they only take half damage and not blinded. Creatures remaining in the cloud will suffer 1d6 of damage for every round they're exposed.
So what I need to know, with all that, what is the range and how wide is it, first of all?
I literally did.
I know, but like you started reading it all out. You didn't. Yeah, I need it.
I started on the range and the effect at the very beginning.
Well, just do it.
For his stupid ass, fuck, dude.
Okay, so the range is okay.
It says close, 25 foot per 5 feet per every 2 levels.
Okay, so he's in with that's what I'm really asking. He's within range of this.
It moves. It fucking moves, man. And it's 30 foot wide.
It's 30 feet wide.
So basically he can summon it 25 feet per every 5 foot, or 5 feet extra every 2 levels. So basically he can drop this.
Can I drop it on the thing in front of me?
Would you shut up for 2 seconds? He can drop this motherfucking thing about. Oh god. I can't math that much in my head at one time.
Yeah, you could drop it right here, is basically where you want it. Yeah. right? Is that where you were wanting to put it?
Right on the elected in front of me?
Yeah, he could drop it 30. Well, don't drop it right on it. You could drop it 75 feet away from you, and it moves away from you at 10 feet per round away from you.
I'm pretty sure if you drop it right here, you'll hit not just the Illithid, but you'll also hit the Drow too. If you drop it right here, I'm almost positive.
Here's what you got to look out for. Is number one, it's going to move. So wherever, okay, that's you. So it flows like this. Where is the ruler?
Does it have to move, or it just moves on its own? Oh,
it says
does.
it moves. It moves away from you.
Oh, good God. Okay.
So it's going to go like this.
Oh, I can't make it go the direction I want it to go?
It just says 10 feet away from you.
Oh, so
okay.
the DM can just mess with you and be like, "Yeah, it goes this way." No, I know why they do that, because you can have something that can, like, say, breathe real heavily or use force or something and blow it away from him.
It actually says that winds will not affect it. In its direction. Yes.
Really?
It says, however, a moderate wind of 11 miles per hour disperses the cloud in 4 rounds. A strong wind of 21 plus strong disperses it in 1 round. So basically, it won't change the direction. Like, it's going to flow away from him at 10 feet every round.
But somebody,
unless you can disperse it over time. But yeah, it's going to hit.
But an experienced magic user could, like, cast fly backwards and just start hitting it with wind, and then just have it chasing him while he's dispersing it round by round until it's no longer used. Interesting. That sounds really cool if that ever happens.
And it's also well, it sounds good, but like I said, he can drop it 75 feet away from him. It moves 10 feet up, and 10 feet away from him each round, but it's also 30-foot radius. So it's gonna, like, encompass, like, basically.
You're gonna want to at least drop it. You're gonna at least want to drop it maybe right here in this area. You're not gonna want to drop it anywhere closer because you'll hit Ruckus with it for sure.
Yeah.
So
it's a
if you drop
30-foot
it right,
radius
'cause
and 20-foot high. So it's gonna, like nothing's gonna be able to fly up unless the roof is 20-foot high.
But it'll hit him. It won't hit him, but it'll hit these two in the beginning, at least. And then as it flows this way, it's going to do what it does. And I think I have an interesting way of determining, like, the direction it's going to want to float. So,
can I summon it right there on that table in front of the E-lifting?
yeah. As long as it won't hit that. It won't hit that drow, but it'll hit this. No, it'll only hit the Illithid at this point. You summon it on that table, it'll just miss that drow, and it'll just miss that drow, but it'll hit that Illithid for sure. So,
Well, they can't see me through it, so it's fine.
all right.
Well, I mean, if they don't pass the reflex saves, they're never gonna see again. That's so fucked up. I love it. I didn't know it did that.
Yeah.
I'm happy I showed you that. You're so lucky.
Yeah, that is really cool. If he doesn't pass this reflex, this Illithid is effed so hard. So hard right now. I'm really interested in seeing how this is going to play itself out, if I'm being honest.
No, don't let it say he must die. I want him blind.
We're going to find out. We're going to find out today.
I say, like, I looked at it, I was like, oh, it doesn't do that much damage. It's like, oh, that's so fucked up.
Yeah, like, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's a stinky cloud. It's a stinky freaking cloud.
You can no longer see, bitch.
While he's doing that, Father, can you see how far that drop is from the ledge to the ground?
That's up to him, because I think it's like...
That drop is a good, it's like 25 feet, something like that.
25?
25.
Okay.
Yeah, it's high up there. Yeah, it's a testament to you, Quill, the fact that he fell through that crack and actually busted through a stone table and just shrugged it off like, nah, I'm done. I'm done with this. All right, so it's what kind of yeah, you Quill's having a hard time of it already. What is it? A reflex save or a will?
Reflex.
Reflex, huh? Reflex. What is this reflex? What is the what is the DC?
19.
19? Okay.
Sorry, I scroll all the way back up to see this.
Here we go.
Republic.
Y'all ready?
No.
Y'all ready? 19? Okay. I rolled a 23, so he survived that. And I'll show you. I'll show it. I'm gonna show it. If it'll let me. Ah, here we go. I'll even let you see what I posted as his reflex. Ah, what the crap, dude? Why? Oh, that's why. Posting that up. His reflex is only a +8. So he just rolled good. He just rolled good. I'll be honest with you, I kind of wanted him to become blind too, because it would have been really interesting to watch an Illithid go blind. I've never seen anybody blind in Illithid. I thought we were gonna have a first. I was like,
Oh, trust me, I will blind him.
cool. I was like, cool. But it does do damage, right?
Yes.
What is the damage?
Evidently 2, because good God, that's a shit roll.
2d6 plus 4? Oh, 2d6 for 4 damage. All right.
It says well, he takes half damage, so.
Oh, but you're not counting the tuna battle either. So that's an extra 3d6.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say
Yeah.
So 7.
Oh, 7. Okay, so he takes 7 points of damage. All right. Not bad. So he, and you watch as his eyes begin to water, but his tendrils come up to his face and kind of cover his eyes for a minute. And you watch as some kind of mucus, excretes itself and covers his eyes pretty good. But he's like, you watch as his skin is kind of like boiling and puffing up and just kind of. This is a nasty little cloud you have here, Sultan.
See?
And it is, you still have Ruckus.
See?
Let's see. Oh, and you could still move. Also. You actually still have a couple of moves left to you. You can either move or you can try another magic attack. And you still have Ruckus.
All right. So I can't see the Illithid or the 2 things anymore now, right?
Do that.
They're
Or am I?
Oh yeah, that cloud causes concealment. Yes, right. That's what
All
I
right,
said.
just making sure.
Well, it's on that quarter consumed. Like you can make them out, but like a precise shot will be down.
There's a mischance of any attacks. I see. If you are unfortunate enough to get caught in that cloud and start battling it out. So you're going to want to use ranged weapons, which is still you want something like precise shot to help mitigate that.
Yep.
Can I use Flame Spear and shoot it in the direction of where the Illithid was last at? Or do I need a feat to use another spell?
No, you can just use another, because you're not moving, right?
Oh, alright.
Yeah, so
Yeah, no.
I'm just going to use Flame Spear. Now, what spell is that? And where does that come from?
That is the standard spell.
That is in the player's handbook, then?
Yeah, he's saying flaming sphere.
Oh, Flaming Sphere. I thought he said spear. I was like, I have never heard of that. It sounds interesting to me, and so I want to read it. Oh, Flaming Sphere? Yeah, you can use Flaming Sphere. Yeah. Yeah.
I shall use flaming spear and shoot it in the direction where he was last at.
Flaming sphere, cool, not spear.
Yeah, I know. He keeps saying it. And I'm just like, I'm done. I can't.
Where are you getting spear from?
Spear.
Sphere. It's a circle.
Fine, flaming circle.
He was a man. He had a beard. 100 feet plus 10 feet, so per level. So yeah, you can easily drop that directly down onto him. Reflex negates. Yeah, I know how that works. So I just wanted to see what your range on it was going to be because I couldn't remember. I know how that works.
Ignorant, unfortunately.
Do what?
I said it's ignorant, but I said there goes the flaming sphere for the day. That is like the move of all moves outside of magic missile.
Yeah.
It's a low level and you can just sit there and beat the brakes off people with it forever.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Illithid's a dangerous mofo, though. I mean, he's attacking the right enemy if I have to, you know what I mean? There are two on the board who are probably like your worst of the worst, and yeah.
Oh, trust me, that blue thing's gonna get his pain too.
Yeah.
He's just lucky there's someone in the vicinity that can get hit with a spell.
So, okay, so you're to just drop it directly on him, right?
See.
Okay. So, that's on him. Hold on. Now that I can do this, it'll be easier to see both participants within. Oh, yeah. Boom. Yeah, okay. So you drop it on him, right? And, what is this? No. Why did it... Weird. Okay, so... Oh, I guess you gotta roll his damage, don't you?
Oh, yeah. What's the damage for that spell?
The damage for that spell is... Okay. If it enters a space with a creature and stops for the round and deals 2d6 points of fire damage to that creature. Yeah, so 2d6. So plus the tuna battle, that's going to be 5d6 altogether, if I'm not mistaken. And I got to roll a will or a reflex. My bad.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
3 6s. Let's go, baby.
It's what level spell is that?
It should be like a level 3, I think.
For a druid, it's a level 2.
Level 2? Yeah, it was one
Yeah,
off.
that makes it broken. That would be 17 for that.
17 for that. Okay. Does reflex, when it says reflex negates, it means completely. You don't even take half. Because I think if it was half, it would say for half. Yeah, reflex half. So if he passes this, he doesn't take any of that damage. What'd you say it was? 17?
Yeah.
Ooh, mama, he failed. Alright, so he takes 21 points of damage. Alright, so that thing can move how many feet? 30? Right? 5, 10. It is. It's 30. Roll the damage.
Yeah, I think it's what it negates is because each time it hits it, it's got to give them an opportunity not to fucking die every round.
Yeah.
And even taking half of that would be kind of absurd.
Would be really powerful, yeah. 16. Okay, he takes that damage. As we're doing this, as you're rolling the damage, I'm rolling the reflex just to keep
You're
it.
good.
Yeah, just to keep it going. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Roll the damage. I'm rolling the reflex.
Yep.
Alright, takes 18 points of damage.
The worst sauna ever.
Yeah, like, this sucks. This is kicking his rear end. 25. Oh, shoot. 25, 30. Alright. 25, 30. So, damage. Oh, thank God. Okay. I was like, I know I'm not going to take that. Like, what the heck? I know Zoltan's not going to halfway kill this guy before he gets to go. Alright. Alright, it's his turn.
They say he is an epic level spellcaster, so maybe.
Yeah, he's an epic level druid, no less, and they're filthy.
Wait a minute, what you mean is your turn? It's Ruckus's turn.
Yeah, it's Ruckus's turn. Yeah. Do your thing, boy.
Is Ruckus's speed 35, right? 30 or 35?
Shoot. Here, I'll look that up.
I don't have his hand out. I don't want it.
I don't want it. Yeah. His speed is 40.
40?
Yeah.
Bro, I have enough hand lists as it is.
I know, right?
On my own.
How far is it to the edge of that thing?
Well, 5, 10, 15, 15.
I wish for Ruckus to go to the edge and jump on the drow that's down there. No, wait, I don't see that drow, do I? Or
Well,
when he walks up to the edge, he can.
yeah, he would see it, if you just tell him. Basically, it's you telling Ruckus, go help you Quill on the bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, because you don't know that Yucca's down there or any of that, you know what I'm saying? You're just sending, so you send Ruckus to the edge and he sees that drow. Yeah, it's safe to say he would jump down there and wreck him. I guess I'm going to have to roll the jump and all that. I'm going to have to open up Ruckus's hand out. Just keep it open. I just realized that that's what's going to happen. Yeah. Oh, that's all right. That's all right. What is his jump? Okay. I'll roll it. 1d20 plus 20. My bad. I don't need to hide that roll. $30. Yeah, he jumps down and pounces that fool. No problem.
Let's go.
He's like, oh, you dawn. Let's see. What does he got? 2 tendrils, blah, blah, blah. Does he have... He's got multi-attack. He can literally...
Yep. He can maul on him and kill him.
Yeah, he's about to wreck this fool pretty freaking hard. Okay. I'm just gonna start rolling. And I'm hiding the rolls again because it's just habit. But he hasn't missed yet. So.
Let's go. Wait, was the 30 the damage or the hit?
That was the hit. I'm just saying if he hit everything first.
Alright.
If he F's up somewhere down the line, I'll just do all the damage up until he screws up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So. To get everything in together. One more time. We're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, don't stop the dancing. One more time. Oh my gosh, dude. There we go. Oh, shit. Okay. What is his strength? 4. Alright, so all together he did. Nope. He did 54 points of damage altogether on just pouncing on that dude. Nope, wrong guy. No! No! Shoot. Why? There we go. Alright, so, yeah, Ruckus just jumps down there, right there in front of Yucca, and just starts mauling the crap out of this drow. And Yucca actually sees the thing attack the drow, and he kind of backs up for a minute, just looking like... And Ruckus looks up at Yucca and sees Yucca, and now both of them are eyeballing each other, staring each other down. Because they don't realize that they're on the same team. Neither one of them have ever seen each other before. Yes. In case you're wondering, that's exactly what might happen. Whatever it is you're thinking could possibly happen from that, there's a strong possibility it might. Just so you all are aware. Alright, it's the Illithid's turn. So, can the Illithid see through the cloud, or is it only Zoltan who can see through the cloud?
It just says quarter concealment.
Quarter concealment.
I imagine they should be able to, but you'd have to. It doesn't really state.
It doesn't say that he can't see him, right?
Yeah.
Ah. Well then. No. Then. Let's see here. No, that's not what I want. No. Okay, we're just gonna go. It's an oldie but a goodie. Yeah, but that's not what I'm asking. Where is it? There it is. Jesus. Nope, that's not. Why is it not showing me? See, dude, I'm gonna say it right now. I do not like Microsoft Edge. It never brings up what I need.
That's why I always use Google Chrome.
Yeah, me too. I just thought because I was already on there, it might just be a quicker way of doing it. But I'm lying to myself when I say that.
You know, I've kind of transferred over to the dark side and started using Opera GX. I kind of like it, I'm not gonna lie.
Transfer to what?
Opera GX.
Oh.
Have you seen any of the, not to get off too much on a rant about it, but have you seen any of the advertisements for it?
A couple.
Just keep it brief, look into it a little bit, and maybe even install it and try it out for a brief time and see if you like it, because there's a lot of customizability. It's actually pretty cool. It still has some room for refinement, you know, because it's still early, but it's pretty good for what it is. Try it. I like it.
Look at it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I haven't been overly displeased with Google Chrome, except for certain things not wanting to work on it because Microsoft pushes everybody to use their bullshit.
And
Right.
it
Chrome
is.
is just so resource heavy.
I've never. Well, I have a hyper PC, so I don't worry about that. I guess.
Fair
Zoltan,
enough.
Zoltan, go ahead and roll me a fortitude save.
Alrighty. Hey, you want to roll that for me, Dan?
Oh
Yeah,
shoot,
Fox.
my bad. Yeah, roll him a fortitude. My bad. I don't know what I was thinking.
No, he just fails it. He just fucking fails.
No, he's just a failure. He fails. Okay. Okay. So Zoltan, you take really I should have just looked at that. That'd have told me. I'm stupid. That doesn't matter. That is yo, what is half of 13? What?
6.5.
6 or 7. Yeah. 6 rounded down.
Okay. I trust it. 6. We'll just say 6. You take 6 points of damage. Because whatever my freaking calculator's acting stupid. Every time I try to do it, it keeps going, you cannot divide by 0. And I'm like, I'm not trying to divide by 0. I just keep accidentally clicking 0.
You can too divide by 0.
Well,
What?
that's what it says. It says you
Thanks.
cannot divide by 0. It says. Yeah. Result is unidentified. Undefined. Result is undefined.
Error.
Yeah, error. You're breaking.
You created a black hole.
Now that's okay.
Good job.
So you only take half that damage. You take 6 points of damage, but you feel something come out of that nasty fog cloud and just thump you right on your forehead. Just thrust right into your mind. And tries to like sit there and pummel it, but you flex your, you just kind of flex on it for a minute and steel yourself. And it stops. It's almost like you mentally push it back yourself. And it keeps you from going numb. You only take 6 points of damage from that. And this fool is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to move up out of that cloud because that's disgusting. And it's the Quorfon's turn. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. What is the range on that bad boy? Ah, that sucks. Okay, so it doesn't matter. He used it. Alright. Oh, 25, 35, 40. So he's gonna begin making his way towards you all. Yeah. Alright. That's all he can do. You, Quill, you come out of your daze. You are out of your stupor. What would you like to do?
He's going home. He's had enough of this bullshit. He's going to the house.
Mm-hmm.
Take my ball and I'm going home. You guys are not nice. Well, my options are fuck you, and fuck you. So I think I'm going to fuck you.
Those are options. Those are definite options.
Drow here.
Yep, that's a drow right there. He tried to like come over and slap you. That's the one that when he hit you, your damage reduction mitigated it so bad it didn't do anything. You also, yeah, you got a drow here, drow there. You got two drow who are making their way up to you, and then you got the Corophon that's making its way up. These two drow seem to be going towards the stairwell.
Can I have Yucca go first?
Yeah, you can have Yucca go first, but however, I'm going to say that Yucca right now is unsure about moving at all because he doesn't know who the heck that is.